Today's A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan podcast is brought to you by
AmericanAirandHeat.com. While you're maybe stuck in your house for the foreseeable future, you need to have AC that works properly, especially since it's getting hot.
Yeah.
It's getting in the 90s soon. I'm like, well, summer is creeping around the corner.
No, it's here. It's absolutely, it's literally knocking on the door. In fact, American Air and Heat had to come to my house not even 2 days ago. We had a clog in our drain line. And unfortunately, I live in a townhome. Now, look, I love my house, but when it comes to drain lines, it's got to go all the way through the entire building. Not my unit, the entire building. Thankfully, our tech, he diagnosed everything. By the way, wearing gloves, a mask, shoe booties. I mean, the guy was covered head to toe to keep you and your family safe. I wouldn't have known because this guy was so quiet that I slept through the entire unclogging of the drain and my wife paying him.
Yep.
That's how efficient American Air and Heat is. So, look, these are the guys that we use, our buddy Austin and Becca. I believe they got a new system from American Air and Heat, and they answered every question that he had. Look, guys, finding somebody that's going to take care of you and your family with the amount of detail that they have is going to be hard. It's not hard when you call American Air and Heat.
Great time to get that 24-point preventative maintenance inspection.
Do it now. What's it? First day of spring today, so get it done now before we get to summer.
Yep, $64.95. Almost a cheat amount of a cent.
I want to be on that phone call. Tom, you're kind of crippling our business. Are you skimming a penny off the top?
You know, tell him Tom Van says $64.94. 1 cent cheaper. Also, complete system diagnosis for only $55 whenever you need them.
It's $54.99.
1 cent discount. But they do offer Tom and Dan discounts for the complete system if you want to get that.
Hey, Butler, Tom's shortening all the deals of your clients.
And if you want to finance a whole system, 0% interest for 3 months. And
oh, man, these guys are so
they'll
good.
They'll take care of you.
Yeah, you will absolutely love them. It's family-friendly service. That's American Air and Heat, especially right now. Keep your air nice and cool.
Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Whoopee!
Hello, this is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke-heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Show number 563.
Hey, it is 563.
Yep.
Show number 563 of A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer, is here wearing the latest of Tom and Dan hoodies.
Yes. Party!
Pizza party! First time ever we've actually had a real pizza party in here. Thanks to Butler, who ordered pizza. He also opted
Was it a party?
He also opted for the what was it called? Touchless delivery.
Correct.
You paid a little extra for the.
They drop it off at your doorstep.
For the dumb old man to set it on.
Cost extra?
It does,
yeah. It's like $1 extra for the guy to frisbee it to your door.
That's less work.
Yeah, it is. No, it's more work. And then Butler is being... Everybody's mad. Everybody wants to fight.
Cranky pants.
Yeah, Butler's took a picture of it, and it was a dumb old man. Shout out to dumb... It's sad. It was sad that you did that one. You said,
I wonder if he cut the pizza.
No.
He could have, because he was a dumb old man, and he cut it like a dumb old man.
Are we there yet?
So.
Is that where we're at yet? Where the delivery driver has to cut their own pie and then put it in their car? Are we there?
Man, they had to cut back on workers.
That's the fucking end, right? When you're like, when you put the pizza pizza in the conveyor oven and it goes through, and then you get on the other side, you cut it, and then you're like, wait a minute, I gotta find my keys, and then you get, fuck that. If that's where we're at now, then you know what? Everybody panic. That's what I would say. Guys, don't panic. Welcome to the show. We're here to bring a little bit of levity. Tom has something he wants to say first, a blanket statement, so he can distance himself from me because I'm super crazy.
No.
But only because I'm not crazy. I'm the only one that's calm.
It does feel like it's been a month since the last Friday free show, right?
It does.
Like, it does not seem like last Friday.
And for me, I've only been in here since last Friday.
Yeah. It partly because we did take the 3 days off in the studio.
Why did we do that?
Well, we had so much pre-recording.
But it made everybody think that we're fucking pussies and that we're scared.
No.
I saw that thread.
Was there a thread about that?
Well, there was a you guys are pussies thread, yeah.
Oh, they do that every day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
shit.
Honestly,
I wake up, my mom calls me. She's like, "You're a pussy."
A month ago,
wake up, pussy.
We spent a bunch of time preparing for our Colorado vacation, which me and Daniel were going to be on, and we wanted to pre-record all ACTs so we didn't have to do any best of. And then, obviously, all the travel plans got canceled, but we had all these shows in the can, so we were just like, well, let's just, play the shows because we already had them pre-recorded. So we had the past 3 days out, of the studio. We've all been home, and then I don't know. That made it seem like it's been way longer than
It's weird
when you throw off your schedule. It throws off everything, and then time's kind of slowed down a little bit.
Did you take any time for you? Because, like, knowing that we were going to have... So I know, that's a stupid question, right? That's a stupid fucking question. But no, that's the first thing I did is I told Andrea and I told Maisie, I was like, because we had one day off. The first day off was, like, the only one that I dedicated to myself as, this is a day off.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this is your day off. The other days you can do some stuff around the house and, there's been stuff. But today is a day off. And I slept in. In fact, I got up. I've done something I haven't done since college. Got up, immediately snagged the old vape pen, toot, toot, toot. Got so high, fell back asleep, woke up at 11.
Yeah.
Haven't done that in 25 years.
Whatever it is about my personality or whatever way I'm wired, I can't just do nothing, and I can't do something that would probably be beneficial to me, which would be like just relax and take it easy. I have to be doing something at all times, so it's like
when you get high, you're doing stuff at all times.
Oh yeah, doing more.
Oh
my god, it's just more bumbling, and then I forget what I'm doing.
Bumbling,
and then I wander around the house looking for my sandals.
You are.
Wait a minute,
you're the dumb old man.
So you're not doing anything though. If all you
but I want to do something, I just can't find my sandals. So
once he finds them, he's doing stuff.
Most of my time
I love this.
is spent looking for my eye drops and sandals.
All right.
Which I've scattered throughout the house.
I like this.
And
how many pairs of sandals do you have?
And I'm just screaming. Well, most of them got doo-doo on there where I put them by the garage door.
And if you're like me, once they've been compromised with doo-doo, you throw them out, right?
No.
They're just collecting by the garage door.
Well, no, they'll never be the same. I have a pair of sandals that have had shit on them for 3 years. They're still in my garage. I've dedicated.
Well, awesome.
They're gone. No, they're gone.
I think Tom just flips them upside down, lets the sun bake them until
Here's another thing I have is that there's so many fucking lizards around Baldwin Park that every shut door in my home has a dead lizard in the doorway that has been smushed and petrified. It's calcified on the side, and I refuse to scrape it off with a, like a paint scraper or something. I leave them all there.
Yeah, as a warning to the other lizards.
Yes, of something they don't understand. You're right. I like that. You see this? You don't fucking know what that is, do you fucking idiot lizard? You're an idiot.
You'll go climb on top of your dead buddy's body and get smushed too because you're an idiot.
And you talk like this, you be, oddly, that looks a lot like, there I go.
I don't like that.
But that's how all lizards talk. They're all British. Everybody knows that.
So, a couple pieces of maybe semi-serious business, and then...
plug our events. Plug our events.
Yeah, no events. So
Oh,
one thing is that
he's got a gun!
our restaurant,
I knew you were the crazy one the whole time. The whole 10 years, all you thought I was the crazy
Well,
one.
when someone wears green on green on green,
Yeah.
crazy.
Why are
Again,
you wearing green on green on green?
I thought
Even
the
his panties are green.
I thought the shirt was gray, dark gray. When I
His
looked.
toenails green.
Everything you have is green.
St. Patrick's Day. So
Also 3 days ago.
our bar and restaurant
Y'all want to see the leprechaun?
sponsors are having a rough go at it because of everything going on. So on the front of tomanddan.com, we created a page, and this is a work in progress that we, as T&D Media, had a meeting about yesterday, and I know Tony's been working hard to get all information up there. But so basically, how we can all support some of these bars and restaurants is by buying gift cards, buying some
are doing curbside stuff,
Yes.
or to-go stuff. Butler, you you were out there. Was that a distance thing where they're doing people 6 feet apart or whatever? Because some places are staying open. Like, I know Porky's patio's open. They're having tables in between each other, stuff like that.
Yeah, some of the businesses in downtown Sanford, specifically, I was at Buster's Bistro, and they have all their bar stools set in pairs 6 feet apart, and also all of their large tables are 6 feet apart. So to help accommodate, they're also checking temperatures going in and hand sanitizing.
Yeah, I've seen people doing
on
that.
demand. You know, so
being responsible about it, and some bars and restaurants can't be open, and we're urging people just to go on tomanddan.com, click on that support small business banner up on top, and try to help out some of our clients that have supported us for years, and we can support them. Like, if you buy a gift card, I know Johnny's is offering, if you buy a $50 gift card, they'll give you $15 on top of that. So, and then
awesome.
when we're all back to normal, you can go to Johnny's and eat some delicious food and have some $3 craft beers, and like a king for $65, you could have a feast for that. So
That's a lot of grub.
Anyway,
a lot of beers.
because I've talked to a lot of our sponsors, and some of them are having a rough time, and if we can support them because they have employees.
What about like
and stuff.
takeout? Like, I don't want to misspeak, but I would imagine that you could probably call and find out if your local Tom and Dan sponsor or watering hole does takeout.
A lot of them are.
Johnny's, I'll be real with you. I do a lot of takeout from Johnny's because their hamburgers are goddamn delicious, and nothing is more comforting in a time like right now than a goddamn hamburger.
And some of them are on Uber Eats.
Yeah.
So check that out,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I want to say that they were on there, but if anybody knows...
Johnny's is, Gringo's is.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. And yeah, you can, it's right at the top of our webpage. In fact, I linked it, or I showed you guys on our Twitch feed. You can see how easy it is to jump in there and help support some of our sponsors and businesses.
And we've been talking about how we can help our BDM community moving forward and stuff, and we'll be working on it as hard as we can, as much as we can, depending on what's going on, because things seemingly change every single day.
Yeah.
And so that's why it seems like it's been a month since the last time we did the show, because it's so much different now than it was a
Inundated
week
with
ago.
information, so it seems like it's been a while.
And
It's like we've time traveled.
Every morning you wake up to some new piece of information, you're like, oh shit, I didn't see that happening, and so anyway, I look at it like we're all in this together. We could do what we can to at least support our small business sponsors, and if everybody's in the mindset of like, hey, let's help each other out responsibly and get through all this, we'll be fine. Also,
I'm glad you brought that up, because this whole "we'll get through it together" thing.
Yeah. I believe me.
This guy over here. I don't think he's. I just don't think he's on the same mentality as. If we're all in this together, there's one person I feel like isn't in it together, and it's this guy over here. Get him! Kill him!
Believe me, I think positivity and we're all in this together is as corny as the next person.
You hate it.
I hate it, but it is something that I am going to do, and we're all going to do.
I'm not doing
Here.
that.
Let's do our toast.
I'm not doing anything. You tell me, the government tells me, I'm doing what I want to do.
I want to say
Now's
this.
the time to be free.
Did you guys stack up
So-
on alcohol at ABC?
I'm going full. Never been a better time for me to come out, because it'll wash right over. I'm gay.
I'm proud of you.
Well, it was brave of me to do that, especially in these times.
I did go buy a few extra 12 packs of White Claw.
I heard your wife was telling me.
Get some more THC. That's what I was mainly worried about. I was like, if I don't have this,
I just ran out of my true powder.
Do you know how hard it is to drive my scooter? By the way, here's some updates in my life. My scooter does go faster now that I've lost 30 pounds. That thing will fucking fly. Also, it's very hard to drive a scooter with a True Leave bag whacking you in the face. It's just, I'm driving, all of my True Leave, cacao, it's just whacking me. I gotta get home with my marijuana. Mm-hmm. So that's what I did. Also, I had a 12-pack, the number 2 White Claw. I like the variety pack number 2.
Yeah.
Between my floorboards, I got a bag whacking me in the head. I'm riding it, no helmet, all the way down I-4.
I do like doing things 500 times more dangerous than any virus out there.
Can't get on a plane. Scared of the virus, but I'll drive my scooter on I-4 for some marijuana. Tell you that. I'll fucking do that. I'm almost getting myself black eyes from a True Leaf bag, whacking my eyeballs out. I'll do that, but get on a plane? Are you crazy?
So here's the other thing I wanted to say too, because we recorded a corporate time earlier today, where we hadn't recorded for 3 days. So
rusty as hell.
I felt like I didn't know exactly how to handle it. Like I kept going between like, you got to be, responsible and serious when everybody's kind of responsible and serious. But then I'm like, I'm not used to doing any of this.
It's
responsible
like when
and
Max
serious.
Headroom used to glitch out a little bit. You were blending worlds.
Yeah, because
I lost Sam on that one.
I've spent
too young.
I don't even know how long behind a mic trying to only be funny, but like very rarely being serious.
You're at the point now where you can start eking into just saying 20 years for everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, think about it, because Daniel, me and you don't take fucking anything serious. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
even the deaths of our family members we fuck around with. I mean, the most serious shit in the world, personally, to us, we joke around about because that's how we deal with things. We make jokes, and that's how...
You know how hard it is for me not to make a joke right now?
Yeah. All we do is make jokes, and that's what we're going to continue to do, because I've decided, like, when I was recording a corporate time earlier, I was like, gotta be, let's be responsible about this, whatever, and I couldn't fucking do it, and then it dawned on me, like...
Because you're not that guy.
Yeah, and there are tons of other resources out there to get...
We're not a news outlet.
Yeah, and
we're entertainment.
Most news outlets aren't even news outlets
that's
anymore.
True, but we definitely are not.
But go.
You know what?
Everything we say is a lie.
You can
might be from the show.
If you want to find out serious information, then you can find it out in a bunch of different ways. Well, we are going to focus on just being stupid and laughing and fucking around, and we're going to say some ridiculous shit that's probably irresponsible. Do not take our word for anything.
Right.
Do not
it's
take
a comedy show.
Also, do not take us fucking around as if we're not taking it seriously, because all of us personally are doing what people are saying to do, which is be responsible. So that's what we're going to do.
No. Everything that I say, I want you to do it, and when you do it, you'll contribute to my grand plan of burning this motherfucker down.
So I want to...
Bye-bye, world.
I want to get that information out there so people are like, oh, look at Tom and Dan, they're being irresponsible by not taking it seriously. We are taking it seriously, but our show...
We cope with things with dark comedy, and we're also entertaining people that need entertainment right now.
And that's what we can do.
I'll throw this one out there because it works for the BDM page. I've pinned a thread to the top of our BDM page. It basically says, are you all right? What do you need? If you do need something, I'm not talking emergency. I'm not talking medical emergency. I'm not talking emergencies at all. But if you need something within reason, put it on there. Maybe we have something, myself included. Maybe we can help you out. Open up my email, all of our emails. If you need something, show@tomandan.com, tom@tomandan.com, dan@tomandan.com, sam@tomandan.com, travis@tomandan.com. Email us. Yeah. If we have somebody, if we know, we want to help you out. If you're a listener of ours, you're important. This is a shitty time right now.
Yeah.
Nobody's enjoying this. And I promise I'll get back to trying to be a little bit more silly. But we will try to help you. I mean, if I have some extra stuff, I'll drop it off. I mean, if you need help with a curriculum for your kid, if you need, anything I can help you with, that you guys can help with, I know we'll help you because we're all fucking in this together and we can't lose you guys.
Follow our wives on social media. They're doing a good job with handling the kids being out of school for
Crystal's killing it with
the
your wife reads a bedtime story and a quiet time story every single day and then puts it on Facebook Live. I've been using that to read books to my daughter so I don't have to be fucking around her. It's fantastic.
I've been criticizing
the iPad. I mean, that's your second mom. Go watch her.
I've been criticized. I'm like, no one wants to hear that. What are you doing?
Are you crazy, dude?
I know, but she does that to me.
Maisie's mesmerized by it.
She reads it.
Oh, it's payback. And that's her podcast.
I know.
Oh, yeah, you got to shit all over.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, fuck those books.
She tells me
kid books, that shit sucks.
Your long goddamn stories. It's the same old shit.
Boring. Pow fish. Dragons love tacos. Go fuck yourself.
Anyway, so
people are making fun. Did Tom's butt? I can't even talk today. Did Tom's barber get let go because your hair's all messy?
It's got poof going. There's no product in there today. It doesn't look.
You haven't showered since we went on vacation.
No.
If you look at a little
the old lazy leprechaun.
The lazy leprechaun. That's in the running for name of the show.
If you loosen restrictions on me, I'm loosey crazy. I'm like,
what do you mean loosey crazy? What does that mean?
I'm like, no shoes today. Like I'll
dude, you're supposed to be covering your feet and cleaning everything. Are you washing your legs and feet?
Yeah. You got corona feet.
They're fine. I will stop and disregard the way I look and
you
like
walk
that.
in our bathroom bare feet?
Yeah.
There's pee-pee all over the floor.
I don't care.
And mainly from Sam because she won't sit on our toilet because it's gross.
I'll walk on anything.
Sam just pisses on the floor because the toilet's disgusting.
You didn't choose not to wear shoes today. You forgot to wear shoes today, didn't you?
I almost left the house with no shoes, but
you remembered your leprechaun outfit.
So again, I thought the shirt was great.
I miss bullying you.
So, what we decided to do today, because honestly, there's not much to talk about. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've been basically in my house all day just doing odd projects here and there.
I've been at the beach with all my bros
and
partying it up.
Spring break.
Oh, those poor idiots.
So what we decided to do today is just give a call to all of our friends of the show and people that that
in 2009 an almost little person and an almost special needs person started a podcast because they
I don't want to associate that.
We got away with it once. Let's not do it again.
Escaped to the Orlando underground. Today, still hated by people who think radio is relevant, they survive as podcasters of fortune. If you have a problem, they won't be any help. But if you can find them, maybe you can hire the R team.
Okay, all right. So
Can we take our shot before we start?
Yeah.
Let's do our shot, Butler. I'll give you your.
Need this shot.
Okay, Butler.
All right. Cheers, scumbags. Just so you know, we all will win. Best thing to do is probably stay in. Do what we must in order to get by. Be careful with that old cream pie. Rock and roll, baby boom, 90210.
All right. Shot down the hatch.
It's a be cool scenario. I think that's everybody's anxiety's up, everybody's stress is up, and I think that just be cool.
Yeah, be nice to people. You'll be amazed at how wonderful it can be.
Yeah.
Who are we talking to?
We got old Busdeker on line one.
All right.
Line one, all right. On line one, ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him. It's John Busdeker. What's going on, Bus?
John, you there?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. What's going on, man?
How are you? I'm sorry, I'm here at work, and so I'm going to go to lunch.
Where are you going to lunch?
I go home for lunch because I live close to where I work.
He had sandwiches at home for him.
Nice, sensible sandwich.
Boring.
So John, what's going on with you? I know you're the storyteller for the police department.
It's funny, and we talked to you, and then a week later, man, are you not important anymore?
It's not true. It's actually not true. I've been pretty busy these last few days trying to get information out here at the sheriff's office of what we're doing.
So, how is the
We
sheriff's
have a
office? What's going on there? Because we all hear everything on the news, and everybody's doing what they can. But all police officers are out there. I saw some story about you got the crazy people screaming they got corona. Spitting in cops' faces. And
my God!
I mean, because they have to deal with the nut jobs of our society, and there's a lot of them. So I'm sure they, it's a pain in the ass.
Well, I can't speak for everything that's happened in Orange County, but I don't think we've had a lot of those incidents here in Orange County.
Yeah.
But I do know our deputies have, they're taking precautions. They're sort of following any guidelines that come out. We have an emergency management team here as well. And I actually just did a podcast with the guy in charge of that, and we kind of went through all the steps that we have to do here at the sheriff's office to keep our deputies safe and also keep our county safe as well, and what he has to do to make sure we're doing the right things both from the federal and the state level.
John, is the biggest part managing the severe amount of misinformation that everybody spreads around?
I know for us here at the sheriff's office, I mean, I know we deal with stuff all the time, whether there's a national emergency or not. But, kind of right now, I know the Orange County government has taken the lead on a lot of the public health parts of it. We've had a lot of questions about one of the things our Sheriff John Mina put out there, that they're not going to do evictions because, this is not a time that we would want to evict anybody out of their home. And so that's been a big thing here in the county. We've asked residents in Orange County that if you have been the victim of certain crimes like lost property, or if your car has been burglarized and you're not in an emergency, we've actually asked people not to come to their substations to report the crime. They can do it online, which we've always had, but this sort of keeps the public away from situations where they'd have to get close to our buildings. This just keeps everybody safe. So we're putting out sort of content and videos that say, look, if you want to report a crime, you can do it online instead of having to come to our office.
What would you say to the reports that we've heard of that you have, in fact, been deputized because so many officers have come down with the virus and they're going to need more boots on the street in order to kill more of the homeless?
I did joke around with one of the bosses here and said, if it gets to it, I'm ready to be a deputy. All you got to do is make me a deputy.
Is that
wait? And so you passed the test, right? They were like, done.
We are not at that point right now, thankfully.
Okay, good.
I've got an old rusty revolver that you could borrow if you need be. You could put it. It's perfect for the ankle holster, which I feel a lot of cops have not used since the 90s. I want to bring the ankle holster back.
They paired well with like acid wash jeans. When you were like a loose cannon detective who pushed up the sleeves on your jean jacket.
It's usually during a bank robbery.
The knife that's in your boot as well.
Are you wearing boots? I want you to wear big, shiny black boots like a horse cop.
I actually do. I do have a pair of shiny black boots. You want me to start wearing them?
Please. I mean,
shiny, like mirror shiny.
Really shiny. I want shiny like inner city prom shiny.
So
or cowboy boots.
Next time I come in, I'll wear my shiny black boots.
Oh, I love it.
So, John, besides you're working every day. But when you get home from work, like obviously with
I know what he does.
Everybody being told to stay indoors, what does Busdeker do to pass the time? While you're stuck at home?
That's what every man does, trying to pass the time. Especially if wait, your wife's back in town, right?
My wife is back in town. Yes.
Oh yeah, he has been. Yeah, so she can help you shine the boots now and again.
It's sad. As sad as this might sound, my after work routine is basically the same as it was before. I get home, I go
have
for
a pudding
little
cup, and I get ready to count my stamps.
I feel like all the nerds have the advantage here because everybody's like, nothing's changed for me. A good book, sit on the couch.
I got my pudding cup. I've got some sensible yacht rock, and I go back to painting my figurines.
You're not enjoying the company of your special lady friend?
No, I am. No, I mean, my wife and I, we've been going on runs together.
Nice.
We've been watching movies together, making dinners together. Still baking bread like I normally do.
Oh, my God. Enough with the bread.
I have noticed that a way bigger amount of people walking around my neighborhood.
Like safer neighborhoods we got.
Not supposed to do that.
People are like,
or everybody's out of their house. Is best time to loot.
You're supposed to. Everyone knows you're supposed to stay inside. Board up your window.
Yeah.
So, all right, John. We just wanted to check in on. See how you were doing, and
I assume all of you are 6 feet apart in your studio right now.
Oh, yeah.
At least that.
We did Lady and the Tramp style eat a piece of pizza together.
All right. Are you still going out on your boat, Tom?
Well,
his boat's been quarantined.
I want to.
But that was before the COVID-19 got
It had
here.
nothing to do with the virus.
Because, literally, you're not around anybody. You're just you drop it off. You could be alone. The problem is everybody's thinking that same thing. And last weekend I went out, and it was a goddamn nightmare at the boat ramp.
Absolutely terrible.
And
you gotta
then
find a lake where nobody knows about. Secret lake.
I ran aground. I tell this all on the medium show. There's my trailer floats for some goddamn reason, and then I called the trailer store, and they said, "We've never heard of that,
That's
sir."
one of them there floating cases.
I'm like, "You're the trailer store. You've never heard of that?" And they're like, "Never heard of it." I'm like, "Never." And like, "No, we do nothing for you, sir." And I'm like, "God damn it!" And then the people on the fucking blogs are telling me to put dumbbells like strap dumbbells to the fucking.
Oh yeah,
boat.
do that.
Put a couple 45s on the back. Yeah.
I'm trying to do it right.
Hey, I got another dumbbell to strap dumbbells on his trailer.
Anyway,
I don't understand why you didn't buy an airboat like all good.
That's
Florida
what I
men.
said.
I mean,
he says
you could be out on the St. Johns River right now.
He said those are trashy. He didn't want one of those.
No, I just the airboat lifestyle a bit advanced for.
It's kind of hard to eat your veggie sub as you're blowing the toppings through the fan.
You know what? Airboats are cool. I grew up on airboats. My dad, my pop, everything.
They're not practical.
Although not the most relaxing, cruise down the river or whatever. It's loud. Anything you have to wear earmuffs for, not the most relaxing day. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to the invite to come out on the Tom Van boat.
Oh, well, you don't know what happens on the Tom Van boat.
You're going to need to when we evacuate.
Yeah, you got to bring some turquoise rings if you know what I mean.
You also, how do you feel about an initiation process?
Yeah. There's a whole thing.
Whoa. Why? Tom becomes an actual merman when he starts talking about boats so much. He becomes a merman. He starts gargling. I'm sorry about that.
My allergies, the goddamn oak trees in front of my house.
Chop them down. Chop them down. We're not going to need trees anymore, man.
So much pollen. Anyway, all right, John. We'll talk to you soon, dude.
All right, see you later.
Okay. We both knew we needed to end that call.
Yeah, that's fine.
We both knew.
We're just gonna call people all day.
And then we're gonna rate them, and we're then gonna give them an award at the end. Who is the best caller? What do you guys go around the board? What do you rate Busdeker? I thought it was pretty boring.
Bus is boring. I'm giving him out of what 10?
Out of 10.
I'm gonna give him a 4.
Yeah,
and I love Bus.
I'll give him a 4 too. That was lame as fuck.
Yeah. Well, we had to call someone responsible. He might as well be a sheriff. We're going a little bit irresponsible next.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Oh, I don't even know where you're going.
Just for the record, I give him a 3. Okay.
So 3, a 4, and a 4. What do you give Bus?
I'll give him a solid 4.5.
What? See, they don't understand that what we're doing right now is we're rating them. Also, keep in mind, these are the people that we're going to eat when all hell breaks loose.
Wait, if you have a lower number, do you get eaten first?
I haven't figured that out yet, but I just know that it was a boring phone call, so I'm more likely to want to eat him. But not a lot of meat on his bones, so I don't really want to eat that guy because he's flavorless or sour.
Sweet meat.
I feel like
sour.
For every Busdeker, Tuddle, Jim Phillips, and Remy, we could just do one Big Tim. Be fine.
He's the equivalent of the...
one Big Tim with all the our team together. Right?
He's a 3-gallon bucket of mayonnaise.
Yeah.
You got to cook him all the way through.
Well
done.
Cook the worms out.
It's going to take a long time. That's like a 24-hour smoke.
All right, line 1, we got Tuddle.
Yeah.
See
Speaking
what he's
of
up
being
to.
irresponsible.
Line 1, ladies and gentlemen, you genimals. Genimals are animal gentlemen. Ladies and genimals, here is Tuddle.
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right, there he is.
So, Tuddle, we're calling everybody today, seeing what's going on, seeing what they're doing. Obviously, it's some shit that we're all dealing with, and I figured, we'll call some friends of the show, see how they're dealing with everything. So, what's your life been like in the past week? I see you posting on social media a lot, stirring up a lot of fear and anxiety. Worst case scenario, which you got to get the hits. I understand.
Yeah, I see you not vetting your sources and just retweet crazy.
What haven't I vetted?
Number one, the first one that you did not vet was the story I saw you retweet about how much safer tanning beds are, and you and Tom in a bitter tanning feud.
Oh yeah.
No, I just think that Tom needs to stop talking about stuff he has no fucking clue about.
Boom!
Because for one thing, Tom, you do not remember history at all. I guess you drank yourself and killed so many goddamn brain cells.
Yeah,
you were in a tanning bed for an hour. Do you think we would have, as a business, regulated by the health department,
don't even know
allow you to be in a bed that was not safe for you more than an hour? That bed removes all the harmful UVB rays out of it. We spent like $8,000 on that bed alone.
Come on, Tom.
Well,
you know that.
If you're asking me, Tuddle, if I think that you would ever be irresponsible, answer is yes.
Yeah, I don't know what you 100%. Thought he was gonna answer that.
And second, I don't know what I'm saying. We were talking about tanning beds, and I asked Samantha. I was like, "Hey, look up a tanning bed, see if there's because
don't put this on me."
Well, I didn't know if
Tuddle was so mad. He was texting me. He was almost about to get in his PT Cruiser / podcast studio.
You're also
not drive down here and slap you in the face with a fish.
You have nothing to do with tanning beds anymore, so I don't know why you're so mad.
You still hurt his feelings, bro.
So
it's passionate.
Yep.
So tanning beds are safer than the regular sun.
Yes, it is. I mean, some of the cheaper beds we had still had the harmful rays in them, but I mean that one specific bed that we had, we spent like $8,000 on it because it was safe. So if you have
only one bed was safe.
Yeah. You got the $8,000 one.
You're paying the extra $10 for no cancer.
A little steep for my taste.
I'll take my chances.
I mean, my stepdad never put on suntan lotion. Died of a heart attack.
Tuddle, in all seriousness, how are you and your family, your mom and your dad? How's everybody doing?
All right, so this is what happened. I have not left the Hobo Fish Camp here in Oak Hill, Florida, and it's almost a week and a half right now I've not left. I stocked up before things got bad. I've not left. I'm just recording my podcast, fishing, taking more Adderall than what I'm supposed to, and smoking a lot of weed.
All right. So
really not any different than Tom.
So
pretty close.
How are the hobos dealing with this?
Put a hobo on the phone.
Because it seems to me hobos first think they're going to die all the time.
Yeah.
Not so much a scared group of people, just from their general lifestyle.
They're a proud group.
Seemingly the more cushy your life is, probably the more scared you are because you're afraid of living.
You have more to lose.
Yeah.
Right.
The more you have, the more scared you are to lose it. With the hobo community, I imagine that pretty unafraid of much, right?
Well, no, the way that what I've been telling people is even if the stock market completely tanks and we go into a depression like some people might say we might be, but I think the poor, the guys that, live day by day, paycheck to paycheck are going to be the ones that are going to be left here and be able to survive because we deal with these struggles every single day. The rich have never had to struggle.
And
everybody
that's the way I like
everybody
it.
got.
I think that's the way we all like it.
Yeah.
But
as you were describing that, people started their minds started wandering about how great that is. We're just like, yeah, that's good. We like that.
I hate struggling.
Yeah.
I mean, how awesome would it be? How awesome would it be when you're getting a water cup at Burger King and filling that up with soda to save a couple of bucks, and you see old rich guy Moneybags doing the same thing as you. You're on the same level. He can't look down on you anymore because you guys are getting free soda in a water cup, and you're practically stealing from Burger King.
I like how that's the worst case scenario. Is it rich people?
These goddamn rich people are stealing our weird flavored, shitty Burger King soda. We got to put a fucking crackdown on them. I'm not going to let this shit fly anymore. You know what? Bernie was right.
You know what?
Shitty soda for everybody.
But come on, no, all poor people have done that before, right?
I do that now.
Yeah.
Cops do it all the time. I make a joke about how cops go into Subway every single... I saw one today. Subway was open. What's in there? A cop. He's got a plastic see-through cup. He's getting his Diet Coke.
So,
exactly.
Tuddle,
this is all on the same level.
How's fishing been lately?
It's good. It's good. I'm catching fish because I'm stocking up on fish meat in case if the shit goes down, I got fish.
Yeah. That'll help you.
Swing your fish with Mighty Mite.
You know what? When you get tired of eating beanie weenies, don't come ask me for some tilapia because you're not getting any fucking tilapia.
That's some garbage ass fish. I'd rather eat beanie weenie. Now you got some barramundi or some snook, or you got some snook, or maybe some, you got some cobia. Let's talk.
I got some snook, but that's got to be a backdoor deal because I don't have my snook license.
Oh yeah. That's all out the door, right?
I really don't think the game warden.
I only like those backdoor snook anyway, man. Come on.
I mean, for real, do you think the game warden's really going to be cracking down on somebody if he pulls me out and checks my cooler? I'm going to be like, listen, man, we're living in hard times, a pandemic. You can't write me a ticket.
And then when he's like, "Hi, chick, we known each other a long time. I'm going to have to ask you to dump them fish back in the water, boy. Yeah. Come on." And then you're like, "I'm not taking this, old man. These are different times." And you, boom, you fucking blow his head off. And you're like, "Oh, shit, what have I done? What have I done? All for some fish. Now I got to eat him, too."
You know what you should do? You got too crazy for Tuddle.
Never happened. Because he's sober. He can't handle it.
He snaps out of it. He's like, all right.
He's like, God damn it, is that how I sound?
He's like, all right, I guess.
Wow. Not exactly what I was going for, Daniel. I'll stop calling you.
Tuddle, you think you could catch a manatee?
No, come on now.
I mean,
I know
he'll do it. Don't.
How do you got 400 or 500 pound tests so you could pull up a?
Well, they like candy corn.
Just gotta harpoon them, man.
No, they like candy corn. You got to put candy corn in a Ziploc bag and stab it with some
candy corn.
Yeah, they like it. You stab the screwdriver, Phillips head through there. You got to leak out some of the candy corn juice. They'll come up and running as soon as you see their whiskers come up. You got to whack them in the head with a paint can.
Home Alone style.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, one of the things we're talking about, do you know that Twitter and
thinking
social
of that
media,
video of you.
that they're shadow banning people that are talking too much about the coronavirus?
Yeah, I saw that.
Facebook, yeah.
And
dude, I only repost stories from legitimate news sources, and I got fucking shadow banned. If you search my name, I do not show up in any of the searches at all. I won't be in your timeline. Like, they're doing it to everybody right now, which I think is a very dangerous precedent that the government's setting right now.
Well, I'm sure it's because there's so much misinformation being spread around that...
But Tom, though, I'll stop you right there. Do you know how much misinformation I've got from, like, the big news sources? Like, there was a story going around saying that ibuprofen could harm you if you caught the coronavirus, and come to find out 3 days later, it was bullshit. So I just think that, I know it's Facebook and Twitter's playground, but with the evolution of technology, at some point they're going to have to step in because social media drives public opinion right now.
I think that nobody knows what the fuck is going on, and literally we have these companies that allow us to talk to each other. And this is new. I mean, it's not relatively new, but within the past 10 years. But
laws have to be changed, though.
No, I understand it, but everybody's trying to figure it out now. So these companies that allow everybody to talk to each other, like our government is like, well, like something bad is happening from this. Like, sometimes people are spreading so much false information, it's actually harming society. So maybe we should put a kibosh to some of this. But then you do that, and then people are like, well, you're halting free speech. It's complicated.
It kind of depends on how you look at it.
It's a slippery slope.
I don't ever look at it like, at least for this one, I haven't really looked at it like that. And I'll just tell you, like, blatantly, and maybe I'm wrong, but how I look at it like is they've put safeguards in place to kind of take back that false information, or maybe the abundancy of, even if you're just retweeting the same story over and over again, they're going to want to pull back a little bit on that. I don't necessarily look at it like they're picking and choosing accurately what they're taking back. I look at it like they put something in place and it's not sophisticated enough to weed out the good information from the bad, and guess what? That's where we're at. So, some stuff's going to get deleted. I don't look at it, but I don't look at it like in terms of, well, I'm being censored. How dare you? I look at it in terms of, this is some free shit that I'm lucky to have. I'm throwing stuff out there. It got deleted because of their algorithm. All right, that's the way it goes.
No, but none of my stuff has been deleted, though. That's not the thing, though. It's like, the only reason I found out about this, and like, for example, you guys have a business, which is your podcast, right? So my podcast is in the infancy of its creation, and I lost I was getting maybe 750 to 1,000 people listening a day. Yeah. And the next day that I looked at it, I had less than 100 because nobody was seeing my shit on social media, which I think is complete bullshit.
Or they listened to the first episode. They're like, oh. And then they didn't. I'm talking with you, Tuddle.
What happened until it happened to you, Tom?
I'm just joking around. It's Joke Friday.
Every time we have Tuddle on the show, you start a fight with him. First it was tanning beds.
No, you want to know what it is? Because Tom thinks I'm a joke now, and he does not take me seriously.
He does.
It's the truth, Tom. I mean, be honest. For once in your life, be fucking honest.
Everything you've
done. I don't take anybody seriously.
I didn't want to say this, but I'm just going to fucking do it. Everything you've ever done, Tuddle, Tom has done because he wants to be you.
Well,
you resigned from the radio station. Tom resigns from the radio station. You want to do grifting behind-the-scenes deals, working it out at an Applebee's in front of your program director. Tom wants to do behind-the-scenes deals, working it out in front of his program director who's one booth aside. You do a podcast, he wants a podcast. You do stunts, he wants stunts. You're on Adderall, he's on Adderall. He just wants to fucking be you, man.
Well, I mean, listen, I did payola before payola was cool.
Oh, I know you did.
And Tom wanted to jump on the payola bandwagon.
Yeah, but he can't do it like you do it because he's a pussy and he won't go. He won't go all in. You went all in. Who's going to make a NASCAR deal about a NASCAR radio show they have and do straight up blatant payola while one booth beside you, your acting program director sat and listened to the whole conversation? Tom won't do that because he's a fucking pussy. The communist, socialist, pussy-ass pussy.
No, he's an elite now, and he's afraid of losing everything. When people get in power like Tom is right now, he has, let's be honest. I've talked to other podcasters, and I've heard rumors that Tom, if he does not like you, he will end your podcast.
That's true. That's true.
That has happened.
He will blacklist your podcast.
By the
You
way,
shadow ban people in real life.
when Catherine said, I was sitting next to you in the booth, I know we talked to you about this, but still.
Yeah, I know.
What are the goddamn chances?
Your fucking heart dropped, right?
What are the chances?
Yeah, you didn't want to
as you're doing your payola deal, right across from the fake goddamn plants.
No, it was a small. I remember what it looks like. It was a tiny piece of frosted glass.
Yeah, the frosted glass.
That's exactly right.
Tiny piece of frosted glass,
Goddamn.
and you're making a payola deal, and sitting beside you, and she doesn't work there anymore, but Catherine Brown, our acting program director, is on lunch.
We got to ask her about that.
She'll never talk about it. I asked her. I asked her to come on the show. She said, look, I'll never go on your show. You guys are a bunch of dum-dums. She's like, I've left that behind. Good luck to you and Tom. Love you, but no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
That's what they fired. Was she fire you that day for it?
Yeah, well, no, not at the store. It was the next day. And she brought me into her office. You know, it's not as spacious as like a Kampmeyer or a Linda Bird office.
Yeah.
But, you know, as soon as I walked around the corner, I looked to the left, and the HR person was there, and I was like, oh, yep, this is it. And as soon as I sat down, she explained to me, and I was like, I couldn't deny anything because she had me dead in the water. I was like, yep, you're absolutely right. I did it. I'm sorry. I know you're going to fire me anyways, but at least I tried.
Never say die. That motherfucker's so right about it. He's like, look, you got me, and yes, I was wrong, but I fucking tried. I'm Tuddle.
He takes accountability.
Yeah, I fucking went for it, motherfucker. Yeah, this guy's got the biggest set of balls. That's why his mom's still alive from cancer, is because she gave you your balls.
We need to.
We need 100%.
We need to reward that as a society, and not reward the fucking Smolletts of the world who just deny it to the day. Like, nope, that wasn't me.
That's a coward's way.
Can they get away with it?
Because the
Tom
coward
gets fired. You should have said that was my brother, Muddle.
But that's the coward's way.
Show.
If there's anything we know about Pat, if there's anything we know about Tuds, is he's not a coward. He's like, yes, I fucking did it, and if I had gotten away with it, I'd have been fucking rich.
Dude,
you would have done it too.
Listen, you guys know the situation I was in at that time. I wasn't getting paid a lot.
No.
That would have basically doubled my weekly salary.
Yeah.
You know, so if I would have done it, it would have been a huge payoff.
By the way, everybody does it. It's just you happen to fucking do it and get caught. What are the chances the program director is sitting next to you?
That is bad luck, man.
At Applebee's in the fucking meeting, you're doing payroll.
He's the Saints. He's the Patriots. He's the Falcons. I mean, he's an NFL franchise.
Now,
they all do it.
I will.
But let's be honest, though. Let's be honest. If it would have been one of the big hosts or co-hosts that would have got caught doing that, let's be honest. Would they have been fired? Most likely not.
No, they would not. You know that. You know that.
They're looking for a reason. It's
giving me a million reasons.
And let's be honest, this also happened during the 2008 financial crisis. I was lucky to make it through the first cuts. They just saw it as an opportunity to get rid of dead weight.
Yeah.
But you were never dead weight, dude. I won't let you take that one. That's not fair.
All right, dude. Your podcast's on iTunes right now, so people can find it on iTunes. Where else?
Right now, so I'm waiting to hear back. I should hear back any day from either iHeart, because I submitted to iHeart and Spotify. So I'm trying to just get on. And now, is that a smart move, or is it good to have it on just one? You guys are the professionals.
No, here's what I would say. We live in a time where you just want to be accessible to everybody. So don't limit yourself. Put it out everywhere, and then do your best to kind of do factual numbers by adding it all up. It's a pain in the ass, but I think it's smarter to be everywhere.
Yeah, all right, cool. So, I mean, now, how are you guys dealing with the pandemic we're going through right now?
Not bad. You know, I mean, there are certainly people that are far worse than we are, and we're going to try to help those people.
Yeah, we're trying. Yeah, we're trying to just like everybody else. Like, new information comes out
we don't know.
Every day.
We're a small business. We could literally be fucked, but we don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys, instead of like the big companies where there's a lot of employees there, you guys, even if the shit got really real, you guys would still be able to broadcast on a daily basis, and I think that's what people in the city of Orlando, Florida, or this country need is the podcasters that are still going to be broadcasting every single day.
Yeah, we'll still be broadcasting, but we do have employees, and obviously we worry about maintaining our business, and
we're gonna have to quarantine ourselves to the studio.
And then
we live here now.
Although
listen, you're a woman with a bunch of men and an employee. You're the first to get taken advantage of if it all goes down to repopulate.
I'd be the last one, Tuddle.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Samantha's pretty strong.
Yeah.
I got no chance.
Oh, you know what? I can take the strongest woman down with an ether rag all day.
He's not wrong.
And Samantha's laughing at that. What the fuck is happening? It's like Freaky Friday or something. What's happening?
Don't give him ideas, Tuddle.
By the way, I think if you had an ether rag, you put it on, if I breathed it in, you immediately faint.
Let's do it on the show.
No, you don't. You don't immediately
Ether challenge.
faint.
Can we get some ether today? Let's try it on Butler. I'll
you gotta
ether
hold
him.
it
But
hard.
hey, if you don't,
and then how long?
I'll give him 20 seconds. He's got to hold and breathe, and then you struggle, and then 20 seconds.
Where do you even get that?
Ether?
Ace.
Yeah, go up to
Ace is the place where you get your ethers.
I think I know a guy.
I have a guy in Volusia County. I have a guy behind a Sunoco gas station.
You got lots of
I can get ether. Yes.
All right, Tuddle. We'll stay safe. We'll talk to you soon, dude.
Wait. You're cutting me off that quick?
Yeah, we got to go to break.
I know. I'm joking. I'm giving Tom a hard time. Guys, thank you for helping me plug my podcast and having Teddy on me. I really do appreciate it.
Oh man, hey, Tom is serious about the tanning beds thing. When I hang up, he's gonna go fuck that guy.
All right, Tom, I love you even though you hate me.
I don't hate you.
Tell him you love him.
Bye, buddy. We love you.
Tom didn't say it.
Hey, come on. I don't say it to anybody. I'm not saying it. I wanted that to happen. All right, let's take a quick break.
We might need to do a wellness check on him again.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
We got a bunch of more people to call.
Yeah.
We're gonna call Dan Cummins and
You're giving away
D-Rugg
all
and
the guests?
Yeah.
I thought we were surprising everybody.
Ross.
Okay. No surprise Friday.
He's falling back
No
in.
surprise Friday.
Yeah,
Grumpy old
he's getting all
man.
grumpy now.
No. We'll do it.
Spice up your life, Tom.
The name of the band is Larkins. The name of the song is Hit and Run. We'll be right back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan, trying to make the normal out of something so not normal. 1-844-TOMNDAN. If you'd like to call, show@tomandan.com if you want to drop us an email.
You're the wall of a symphony, and I'm behind enemy lines. It's in the flick of a...
You're at home. You're tired of hearing about Corona. Go to Fairvilla and get some lotions for your big fat boner. Put it in your hose. No. Hose. Hose. Put it in your hose. Stop. Butt plug. Stop. No hose. Grease them up. Ride them good. Get those donkeys just like you should.
I wonder if they hear this. I don't even know anymore.
I blacked out. When I said get those donkeys just like you should, I blacked out.
Well, Daniel said it. If you're going to be cooped up in your house, maybe it's worth swinging by Fairvilla and picking up some toys.
You and your wife been
yeah, filling those holes.
You got more time. You got more time. My wife, I don't know if I can say this. My daughter went to school, and it was one of the days that we had off, and I was sleeping in. And I asked my wife to come back and, let's check out the holes. Let's just check them out. Let's go spelunking.
Fairvilla Megastore on OBT.
Yep.
That's their big, with home base, as we call it.
That's the whole base, is that we call it.
You can go by, and they have... it's cliche from Mild to Wild, but it's true. I mean, you got the massage lotions and maybe the wedges,
from spicy to nicey. Yeah, they got it all.
Maybe the lingerie for your wife.
From crazy to lazy, they got it all. Yeah.
then you go upsters and you go into you're tying them up good.
You want purple titties? You want a dick and you don't have one. They got a thing you can put on.
Or here's the thing: maybe you're single and we constantly say that you just get it for couples, but if you're single, you got auto blow.
And auto blow, fleshlight. What do you want? Pocket pussy.
Yeah. Or on the other end, some of the finest vibrators and those kind of
for
things.
Ladies? For girls, you got it made.
I totally got it.
You got a million different vibrating wands, dolphins.
What's the one that you have? The womanizer.
Oh, the womanizer. Well, now it's old news. I got some old ass fuck. I got the old bullshit womanizer. Now they got the Womanizer 2 plus digital online mode.
Oh, really?
Everything's controlled by sliders on your phone, and it's like, it's amazing. The amount of stuff that they have there. But, like, seriously, look, when you're spending time, and I'm being serious right now, I'm not making jokes. When you're spending time inside and you're bored and you're an adult, and chances are that after the kids go to bed and you're done with board games and fuck some Uno cards, you're done with that.
Yeah.
You're going to want to have some intimate time. Fair Villa is the place. If you need any question answered, if you're scared, if you're intimidated, if you're new to your own sexuality. I got a very good friend of mine that just transitioned from a man to his new life as a woman, and he just got laid off today.
That sucks.
And I'm like, oh my God, what are you going to do? And he's like, well, I'm going to go to Fair Villa.
Auto blow or womanizer?
No, womanizer. Well, not yet.
Oh, okay.
That's a good question. Hold on a second.
Because the womanizer is not going to do much.
Right now, auto blow.
Yeah.
Soon to be womanizer.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know how that works at all. Don't want to know.
So
it's too complicated.
There's a location in Key West.
Shouldn't have even brought that up.
On Cape Canaveral, over on the coast. Secrets Hideaway in Kissimmee. There's a location over on I Drive.
Yep.
So many locations. Head by there, and like we said, if you're cooped up in the house, Fair Villa can help you have a better time. And that's
This is NPR.
Welcome back to Corporate Time. Oh, God. Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan.
Would you say corporate time?
Yeah.
It's going to be all right, buddy.
I know.
It's going to be fine. Welcome back, everybody. And who are we talking to now?
The one, the only, Mr. Dan Cummins, line one.
Nice. You got some housekeeping to do?
Real quick, I want to plug mosquitonix.com. I'll tell you, I was outside all day. My wife, Crystal, wanted to get the tower garden back up and running, and I was out there in the yard, and it dawned on me I don't have to worry about mosquitoes because my system is spraying my yard, and it's a good thing to have. So while stuck at home, get a Mosquito Nix system to not have to worry about all the mosquitoes. It's turning hot right now, and it's going to get mosquito season. It already is here.
Oh, it's coming.
It's here.
Yeah, they're here. They're already biting you.
So on the line with us right now, we haven't talked to this gentleman in a little while, and I know that his life is changed because
I don't know. Not a lot of cases there.
Well, they can't tour.
Yeah,
and they had to shut down his tour. So we have Dan Cummins on the line. How you doing, Dan?
Good, man. Thanks for having me. Yeah, no, I can't tour, so we're raising some money for coronavirus relief efforts here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I'm doing a high five-a-thon downtown today, just nonstop high five. Everyone who wants to support relief.
That's good.
A great idea.
Tomorrow we're launching a kissing booth, and we're just really going to try and raise money for awareness and stuff.
See, that's what we need, Dan, because
Tom's having a tough go, Dan, and I'm being really annoying because I'm in a constant state of anxiety all the time.
Right.
I am, he said it perfectly. Like, I've already been at this level of scared. This is called just going to Arby's for me. No big thing. I'm just like, this is how my mind works. But I think most people feel like Tom.
Well, it does seem like no joke or no jokes. Be serious, and I'm having a hard time doing the show in an environment where everybody's anxiety and stress level is to the max. People are fighting online. No one knows what tomorrow's new bands or shutdowns.
There is no tomorrow.
So
exactly.
So Dan, have you been dealing with it with comedy? Because I feel like when I do that, it feels better. But I feel guilty doing it because then I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't joke around about it. Maybe I shouldn't be so just blatantly not taking it seriously, even though I am. But you can still joke, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to find the silver linings in things. Like I know right now, like I'm in a good spot with my grandparents as far as the will goes, and so I'm going to go hug the shit out of them later this week. And there's never been a better time to kill your grandparents.
See, this is my dude. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know what? I was more concerned.
Bitch.
My mom is. We're gonna talk to my mom a little bit later, and she's in her 70s, and she's got a compromised immune system. And I just want to talk to her and interview her a little bit about what is it like to stare directly into the pupils of death? Because it's coming for you, man. It's gonna kill you. What is that like? Are you scared at all? Oh my God!
It is a thing where it's like, I mean, I just try. If you analyze it, of course, this all is terrible. It sucks. But like I was talking yesterday, I was in the middle of my favorite year of touring ever by far. Like things were going by far better than they'd ever gone before, and I was like, okay, all I have to do is just not fuck this up, just keep writing jokes. And I kind of felt like stand-up was impervious to certain economic situations and whatever. I never anticipated a scenario where a virus could shut down all of stand-up comedy.
Right.
Like, it is such a crazy time. I'm like, now, so it is a weird thing where, on our end out here, I literally cannot do stand-up and don't know when I'll be able to do it again. So we're just doubling down on the podcast and trying to joke around a lot, alleviate, the tension and just kind of put out more content.
But is that okay? Is it okay to do that? Because, or
are we going to get canceled?
Well, you do. You run the risk now because you combine virus with cancel culture, and then you get to a point where if you're trying to throw that little bit of fun or levity, that you almost feel like you're almost you maybe being reckless with your own career or who you are.
Yeah, I guess it depends on your brand of comedy. I mean, I feel like if I became super serious and not dark now, it's like I feel like I get more kickback that way. With cancel culture, if somebody wanted to analyze all the things I've said on stand-up and on the podcast, I'd be fucking done now. I've said an abundance of socially horrific things.
Of course.
They picked so many things. And so now, I mean, I think with our audience, I just don't see them. We might get a few people that are going to say certain things, but honestly, those are probably people who in time would have just left anyway. It's like, I gave a nice heartfelt message on The Secret Suck, on Time Suck. I'm going to do the same thing, and then, we're going to donate some of our Patreon stuff, which we have donated every month. We're going to do it to coronavirus relief efforts. We're going to do some kind of merch that'll go to, proceeds will go. And then on the show, I'm going to do the same fucking jokes I've always done. And anybody who doesn't like that can suck my fucking dick. Where it's like, it's
you don't
ridiculous.
have corona,
I'm not going to change because of this shit.
Can you get corona? Can you get corona from sucking a dick?
Well, we're doing. That's funny. Funny you ask. We're doing a dickathon in 2 days, right after the kissing booth.
No.
Yeah. I'll be there.
I'll be there for the dickathon.
How fast can I get a flight? I don't know if the flights to Idaho are running fast, but
they're cheap though.
It's $1.
I've been married a long time. I hate kissing. It's pointless.
I love kissing.
No. What are we doing here?
I love it. I like sucking my wife's tongue like it's a dick.
Do you like any physical touch with your wife?
Yeah. The one
when it goes in the thing.
I'm just saying, there's like, what are you, middle school? I don't kiss you.
So you don't do any foreplay either, then, clearly.
You know, it's the bottom.
What?
So
he likes the bottom part.
So Dan, with your tour, like you have no idea, and I guess no comedian does when this will start back up again, and the logistics of that, I imagine, are going to be terrible scheduling wise because now all these tours stopped. But I mean, for clubs and in venues, they book out like a year in advance.
Well, the comedians that are the least amount of pussies will get the best dates. That's how it's going to work, right?
So
we have a lot of stuff. I mean, we'd already booked out stuff until 2021, like early anyway. So whenever it picks up again, we'll have dates to go to. As long as those clubs are still around, which is a concern, right now, just, businesses going bankrupt. I feel terrible for clubs and all the staff that work at clubs where it's like, their careers got shut down and they might not have a second thing like a podcast.
Right.
So for me, as soon as it opens up, I'm going to be back. I'll be one of the first back out there because it's like, I think about the economy and all that kind of stuff. I'm not worried for me personally. I'm not going to, go, hopefully we'll flatten the curve, as they say, in the next, month or so. And then after that, you can't just shut down and hide inside forever. Like, the economy has to go on, and I want to be a part of it going on. And, I'll just be back out there, and we're emailing with the agent the crazy amount of times every day and coming up with contingency plans for clubs that I'm going to have to miss when we can rebook those. And I'll be writing some... new dark shit about how we're all dealing with this, and just get back out there. I think it's super important. People are going to need to laugh. Their quarantine is not a good situation for most people's psychology.
Yeah, I know.
We need to break this tension.
I felt like that where all of a sudden, like just everybody, you could feel it almost through social media where there's unknowing and every day getting new information and just being like everybody's on a hold pattern. Like people start, going batshit crazy with the amount of stress and like unknowing. So it's it's like a pressure cooker, and I guess that will be relieved.
Shit in a pressure cooker. That's bad.
It'll be relieved, I guess, when everybody, settles on. All right, this is what we're going to be doing for a while, right?
Yeah, it is a. Hopefully, it'll settle. I mean, I worry that it could get worse. Depending on certain situations for some people. I mean, I know around here, me and basically everybody I know have stocked up on weapons and stuff recently, which may sound even crazier, but I know that everybody else is doing it, just talking to people where gun sales are off the charts around here right now. And I'm not going to be, the person without in that situation, which is something I've literally never thought about in my adult life, like as a real scenario. Where if the supply lines got cut short or something, people, desperate people do desperate things, and hopefully they don't do it in my house because it's like
Wait a minute.
80s action. So it's like an 80s action movie in here.
I feel like you're telling me, if I'm reading through the lines here, you're telling me to steal some 18-wheelers.
My wife did ask me how many bullets I have, and then I was like, well, how many do we need? Is there going to be a scenario where I'm shooting bullets out my window?
How many people do you have in your family? You only, 4? You only need 2.
I'm like, if it gets to that, I'm taking the easy way out, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah, me too.
You're not going to go down like Rambo or what is
No,
it?
everybody knows you climb to the roof of your house, if you can, if you have a ladder, and then you lay on the roof quietly while the people that are ransacking your house steal your family. And you lay there as still as humanly possible until you know that they're gone, and then you go downstairs, you go inside, you look at the smashed up house that you used to live in, and you cry, and then you kill yourself.
Yeah, you got to look at your kids and you be like, hey, weak guy, cream pied your mom. I'm sorry.
I'm not a fighter, but I like cream pieing. Am I right? Can I get a high five before they kill tell me.
Yeah. But,
Hey,
what am I
this
gonna
new guy, he's going to be your new dad. But you know what? Not so bad. He's got a lot of guns and a lot of muscles, and he's really tough. He wings the F word around like crazy. But, hey, you're going to like him. You're going to like this new guy, but he's really going to give it to your mom good.
He's got a bat with barbed wire around it, and
there we go.
That's somehow scarier than a machine gun? I don't know. Somehow that he's ruling with a bat with a goddamn barbed wire?
And he's got a big leather jacket on. It's at 92 degrees outside. Hot as fuck. Hey, take your ascot off, Hefner. You look like a fool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, my God.
You know, shoot that bat.
Can you imagine if some hacker group right now went in and just sent out fake news articles talking about people who have passed from the coronavirus have been reanimating, how people would lose their goddamn minds?
Oh, yeah. It's
I just wrote that down for things to do while quarantine.
Yeah. We're spending our time writing misinformation and bad memes and sending them out there. Is that very responsible? I'm sorry.
I was like, where's my daughter? And I was like, okay, she's safe. I was like, where's my wife? Hey, I did another toilet paper meme. Come look at this one. I think this one's really going to give me the 15 minutes of fame I need to make it on YouTube.
So,
oh my God!
If you guys,
how's your family? Everybody good?
Everybody's good. We are since I was traveling. My kids are with their mom and stepdad. So Lindsay and I, we were going to get the kids on Monday, but I mean we are trying to be responsible, and so we're waiting it out. I mean we don't think we have anything. But we're just like quarantining ourselves a little bit to make sure we don't show any symptoms. And then if we don't, here in a couple of days, then the kids will come here, and it's going to be PS4 and video games or board games and podcast work, and hopefully just weather the storm.
I saw in brighter, more fun news. I saw your boy got a bulk haircut.
Oh my God, that's phase one,
and it's my favorite thing I've ever seen in my life. Between that and your alpha male sunglasses Instagram that I follow, and I have a bunch of glasses, so I need a way to sign up to be a part of the club because I'm really.
Oh yeah, send us some pics.
Okay, I will. I'll send some pics.
And then we'll post them. Right now, Kyler is in charge of the Instagram account, and he's a typical, 14-year-old, and gets excited about doing something until he actually has to do it.
Right.
And it's like, wait, I posted one thing. I'm not famous now. What? I have to post more things. That sounds like work.
Yeah.
So we got to get more posts up, but we do have a lot of costumes, a lot of glasses for more pictures, which I am ridiculously excited about because I'm a stupid 13-year-old inside of myself and will always be. But God, what was I going? Oh yeah, and shoot, I had a thought there about the alpha glasses. Oh, the bowl cut. That's what I was going to say. It's phase one. He is committed to getting a Dutch boy haircut.
What?
He just for a joke. Like he's that committed. He knows it's stupid and he knows it's ridiculous. His goal is next year he wants to show up at school wearing overalls with a Dutch as a 6 foot tall person with a Dutch boy haircut, bleached blonde.
Whoa, a bleached blonde Dutch boy?
like out of a Kingpin or something. He basically wants to be Randy Quaid's look from Kingpin.
That's terrific.
How did you get a son that seemingly doesn't care about bullies or school or what people say about him? Because that, I feel, is a rare quality in a person that should be celebrated. Because if you could live your life doing what you want without fear of other people making fun of you, that's where you need to be.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I am pretty proud of him. I do feel like I'm a little bit responsible for that, where his whole childhood, whenever he's been picked on or whatever when he's younger, I would always just break it down logically. I remember one time there was some kid, he was crying because some kid was making fun of him for basketball, and I just broke down to how this kid looked. I'm like, fuck that kid. I'm like, look at that douchebag. With his stupid cargo, what I just kind of broke him down, just made Kyler laugh. And I'm like, you think that kid knows anything about basketball? I'm like, that kid is never going to fucking do anything. I'm like, why do you care about his opinion? And I kind of just instill the attitude. I'm like, somebody makes fun of you, then they're probably a fucking loser to begin with, who doesn't have something going on in their own life. So why would you care about that shithead's opinion?
Oh, I like that. His bowl haircut is so good. I've got it up for all the Twitch viewers to look at right now. It's so good, man.
That line is tight.
It's a tight line, man.
It's a tight line bowl.
Woo! And I love that he just doesn't Yeah, he really doesn't care. I wish he's like he handled things like the way I wish I would have at that age. Like when I got to college, I was a little bit more like that, but he's way more confident than I was at his age. I absolutely love it. Like he's like, whoever gets it, and whoever doesn't, don't care.
Well, Dan, we're glad that your family's doing all right. Yep. And again, if our listeners want to listen to Time Suck, it's available where all podcasts are available. So just search Time Suck, and it's a great podcast and a great way to pass the time, too, while you're stuck inside.
And we got Scared to Death now, too. With Lindsay, we're kicking those out every week as well. So we got lots of content for people. And we are so happy that you guys are okay. I also like to start mention you guys again more on our podcast. Tell people to go check out your.
Well, we're okay for now. We're okay for now, but
that's everybody. That's everybody. Okay for now. Okay for now. You know, none of us know, but man, you guys are going to be good. I hope you guys are able to kind of quarantine so you don't get sick, so you can just keep kicking out content because I feel like people need it. The BDMs. If I do get sick, I am going to blame you guys specifically because at my last meet and greet, I went to a no-touch policy. One person I did touch, though, because they were a BDM. We went tip to tip. So, Huntsville, Alabama, a BDM could have gotten me infected.
Nice. We have adopted the worst, although...
No, it's just the fingertip.
Yeah, the one you touch your phone and everything.
That's at least
most infected tip.
Scratch my eye with it.
It's your least used finger. Come on,
you touch the goddamn keypad at 7-Eleven, everything with the tip, and then you're like, all right, it's literally the most infected part of the body. All right, Dan, we'll talk to you soon, dude.
All right, love you guys.
All right, love you too, man. Be good. See ya.
All right, on with the guests. We have a gentleman that we also haven't talked to in a while. I think since the last 10-year anniversary is the last time we've seen D-Rugg. But on the line with us now, I probably shouldn't have announced his name before. This is how off I am. Literally
get it together.
I can't get it together.
Next up is a guy called D-Rugg. I won't tell you who he is, but you're going to love it. We haven't talked to this guy in a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really rattled. Let's hear it for D-Rugg.
What's up, fellas? What's up, fellas?
What's shaking, my man? How are you?
Man, just been cooling, man, doing comedy and shit like that.
I know.
Doing a little podcast.
Yeah, your comedy and your podcast shit is just blowing up huge, man. Very good to hear from you. Very good to know you're okay. Good to know that you're succeeding, but obviously it's not a shock to us. We've been a huge fan of you and everything that you bring to entertainment for a long time. So is the vibe, because normally we would, get your take. You're going to give us a little bit more of a real take of look, I'll just be honest about it. I think we're all friends here of what the black folks are thinking right now. What's it like? Is Corona any different for true black folks than it is for, let's say, someone as white as Tom, who's obviously freaking out?
Oh, us whiteys. Scared.
They're freaking out over here, too.
Okay, so everybody's freaking. So if Tom is Karen and you're, let's say, Letitia, you're both on equal freakout ground.
Yeah, it's just I think the black and the white stores is missing different shit. Like, I went in the black Walmart today, and all the fucking top Roman noodles was gone.
Smart. Calorically dense, tastes good. That's a smart move.
My Publix, all the quinoa was.
Yeah, fuck quinoa.
There's a quinoa shortage, people.
Fuck ancient grain.
Quit hoarding the quinoa and the long grain. Need my wild rice.
Quinoa, I got you all in check.
But yeah, man, it's about the same. People freaking out over here and shit. Like, with black folks it's different. Like, you got like a 2-cough limit in people's houses and shit over here. So if you cough like twice, you got to get the fuck out. Like shit real. Like, yeah.
Even your own kids, you're like, get out! 3 coughs.
Oh, even the kids are like, oh, you got Rona.
Like, Rona. They call it Rona.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. We call it Rona over here. It ain't the coronavirus. It's Rona.
That's your Tinder Rona. I like
that.
Yeah,
just got that Rona. You got that Rona, bro.
Yeah, okay. We're going to have to steal all of that.
So, I know we just talked to Dan Cummins about his tour being canceled, but, I mean, you can't do stand-up anywhere because of the
entertainment venues are closed, yeah.
So, while you're off of stand-up, what are you doing?
Oh, me and Jolly, man, we about to start hitting up the damn, because we was doing them at the laundromats when we first started out.
Yeah.
So we about to crank the speaker back up and get back out there to do the laundromats. And we were talking about doing something on live, too, so we going to be fucking around. If they really quarantine us, you definitely going to see us doing shit on live a lot.
Yeah. Well, at least we have the avenue of the internet to still...
I mean, that's what you say. I say that at least we have the avenue to live stream all of the crime we're going to commit.
Nah, I ain't doing no crime because they're going to be heavy at where I'm at over here.
They're already releasing people for misdemeanors, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I heard the crime's legal now.
That's what I heard.
Make that a meme, D-Rugg. Put that out there. I'll retweet.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I heard The Purge was tonight at midnight. It lasts 5 hours, and you get one free murder per person.
Yeah. I got my mask. So when you go do comedy at a laundromat, I've always, because I've seen you guys do this, is everybody happy about it, or are there some people that
hey, I'm just trying to dry my socks, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh man, we had did one in, I guess we was in a bum's living room or something.
Oh no.
Like he was laying down and shit, and we just got in front of him. He was pissed off. He was just looking at us like we fucking crazy, but we just kept on doing. We just fuck it, let's just do it.
What is a bum's living room? Because I assume
that's a laundromat, Tom.
Sidewalk. But what?
It's just the floor, the laundry.
Oh, okay, yeah. And
I'm sleeping under this gumball machine.
Do you have set times? Like, do you do a tight 5, or is it kind of do a bunch of crowd work?
No, I do my whole routine. I do my whole. I got a mean 15 minutes, and then I sneak in some new shit.
There you go.
So it's basically like we working out. We just be doing it just for the fact that we had a laundromat. We were just doing it more for a shock value. But I think now when we do it, it's going to be different. We're going to really be doing, because now motherfuckers know what we doing now and shit, so I think this time around.
You've been at it over a year now, right? Well over.
Yeah, it's been 3 years now.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've been really kind of honing it, working on it, going out every week and doing it. Now you got your podcast. Tell us about your podcast.
Yeah, the new podcast is called the Magnificent Asshole Podcast, which I had one before called the Arrogant Assholes. We was doing a live audience podcast type thing.
Yeah.
Me and the guy, we split, and I'm just doing my own shit. I just I took a cue from you guys, man.
Nice.
Went invested in myself, and voila, now we have the Magnificent Asshole Podcast.
Man. I love it, man. Well, awesome. Congrats.
So are you out of work now, for the foreseeable future? Or do you still got a way to make income? Because I know a lot of people, because their businesses had to take a hiatus, are literally not getting paychecks. So are you good right now, D-Rugg?
Yeah, I mean, I'm good as far as my day job is probably gonna shut down probably after the day of tomorrow. But other than that, I do what I I do a little something in the street. You know how that goes.
Careful. Be careful. We all have medical cards now. I'm just saying.
Yeah. How's the weed man with the medical industry?
I bet it thrives it. I bet it drives it. I know more people that still buy marijuana illegally than have medical cards.
Not even that. I get my hands on some shit better than the medical shit.
Yeah.
The medical shit is cool, but they don't be having that gas. You know what I'm saying?
That gas. You wouldn't know.
I know. Yeah, you gotta explain.
You can't handle the gas.
What's the gas?
Tom about the gas.
I don't know about the gas.
You want the gas?
I want the gas.
No,
you can't handle the gas.
You can't handle the gas.
Hold on, what's the gas?
You can't handle the gas. You cracker ass bitch.
Yeah, we smoke gas. We smoke rapper weed and shit. But
you can't.
The cool thing about the dispensaries, though, I like the oils they get. You can for sure you get some good oils. Buying that shit off the streets might fuck your lungs up.
Yeah.
D-Rugg, let me ask you something, because I've thought before I'm maximum high, sometimes a little bit too much concentrate. The rice grain is too big.
The gay rice
and
rice gate.
And I feel like man, I cannot possibly get higher than this, but
you haven't had the gas.
I feel like there's a next level.
You're out of gas.
So one day we have to smoke some gas with D-Rugg, right?
What's the Because there's a limit, right?
No.
You'll have a panic attack for sure.
Is the limit panic
definitely.
attack?
Oh, you definitely could have an anxiety attack. I done had that shit plenty of times.
Is that
like smoke yourself scared? You ever had that? Like you just got so fucking high that you just like scared something gonna happen.
Yeah.
Looking out the window and shit. Yeah, I do that a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
Is that's the highest?
Maybe
right?
last night
Is that the
I laid out all
high?
of my shotgun shells. I counted them all up.
Like I could be driving down the street, music blasting, and all of a sudden I get scared and just cut the music off and shit and
sad.
Put my seatbelt on. You know, it's like
you get sad. Yeah, you get sad. You put the music on. You put your seatbelt on. You go the speed limit. You come to complete stop.
I like how you're
put
like,
two hands on the steering wheel, all that shit.
Yeah.
I got so fucking high, I put my seatbelt on.
Yeah. You had your AC at 72.
I was that high.
You had it at max, right? Blowing too cold, you turned it down to 72. You do everything reasonable.
You got seatbelt on high?
Yeah. Seatbelt on high.
All right, D-Rugg. We appreciate it.
We're glad you're okay, man. We hope you and your family are, please tell everybody, to give Jolly some love, man. Y'all stay safe. Please don't, do anything dumb. We know you won't. Good luck with the podcast. Let us know if you guys are doing any shows online because we're out to, try to push people out there. And now that we can't get together outside of work, we might as well get together on the internet. So let us know if you guys are doing anything live and we'll plug it for you, okay?
All right, no problem, man. I appreciate you guys. I've been loving y'all in real life for a long time,
well,
man.
your family, man. You know that. And take care of yourself, and we'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right, no problem, fellas.
All right, man. Take care. I love talking to D-Rugg. He sounds good.
Yeah. Everybody's just doing the same shit. So we're all just sitting here stay at home, I guess.
I want to get gas high.
Me too. I want to get a seatbelt high.
What does he mean? Like dabs? Like what are the?
No, I think he just means like
some super
some
heady
sort of
ass,
slang
potent,
for like that fire.
Yeah.
It's just called gas.
Like that new song "Bammer Weed" that's out by Wiz Khalifa, which it's actually a cover of a song that was done in the 90s by I forget the name of the group, but yeah, you don't want that stinky ass broke ass weed that
I've
does
seen
nothing.
stuff. They put the flour and they put like the concentrate oil, then they roll it in keef.
Well, that's like a Sunday. Now you're having a banana split for Christ's
and then they twist that up in a blunt and they roll and smoke that. Oh boy!
But
who do we got on?
We
That's
got
gas.
Champagne Jesus, Mr. Ross McCoy.
Yeah, what line?
Speaking of high, he knows.
He's high. Ross, you got that gas?
Yeah, Ross, you got the gas?
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up?
I caught the last weed chopper out of Saigon yesterday.
So, Ross, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Good, man. I mean, we're all kind of, I think everybody's in a bit of interior culture shock. Everybody.
You guys all in the same room together?
We are. We are indeed.
Dead.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Or at least carrying it, right?
Yeah. Well, Sam's carrying it.
Well,
oh no, you guys with the little fucking kids. You're the carriers.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. I saw it at Max.
Also, Mr. Don't wash your hands. Lick stuff off the floor. Old Johnny germ defense over there.
I know. Here's the thing. I can't bring my goddamn sons anywhere because they will
snowflakes.
They'll touch everything. I'm like, stop! They won't listen to me. And so
I don't know why little kids got to do that too. You're walking, they see a fence, they put their hand. I'm like, don't do that. What are you doing?
I do the same thing.
They're
Butler says he does the same thing.
Well, you're an idiot. You're a child. But Ross, a family's good. You're all good. I mean, obviously not doing any comedy, and that's the thing we're most worried about are like our entertainment buddies that kind of do this sort of stuff day in day out. So when was the last time you were able to get up and perform?
I hosted last Wednesday, not this week, but the week before, last Wednesday at the Bullenbush Open Mic. Little did we know it would be the last one.
I know, right? It's shitty, man. God almighty.
Was that the night Bart Merrick was there? Because he told me that, the last time he was at the Bullenbush, he's like, it was eerily empty because I guess that was the start of people not going out and whatever.
It might have been that, or I think he went to trivia this past Saturday when they had trivia, so it might have been that.
Yeah, it probably was.
So, Ross, what's your plan? You're just going to be podcasting, just putting out content?
Yeah, I'm working on. I'm going to do this thing I've been wanting to do for a really long time. I'm going to start a Facebook Live, and without saying anything, disassemble all my Legos.
Oh, really?
I like that.
Because my thing is, like, everybody's like, write new bits, work on material. People are looking for entertainment. Crank that shit out there. My thing is, I think people will watch fucking anything at this point. So, like, I'm just going to take Legos apart.
Yeah,
I like that.
Anti-entertainment, because, there's a market for everybody.
And here's the thing. You're going to be startled by how many Legos I have to take apart. That's part of it. I have so fucking many Legos right now that I could disassemble. It would scare you.
Okay, my sons, they got two Harry Potter Lego sets. They've been slowly, and I mean, goddamn, since Christmas, not even done with it.
Jesus, man.
Putting like a little bit here, a little bit there. Has been sitting on my dining room table.
What are they, my grandpa with a puzzle?
it's like you would think that kids want to get to the end of it. No, not my sons. They're content.
They're savoring it.
To slowly
one piece a day until I'm 18, Dad.
And then they'll go back to it. So once they get it together, what is the protocol of...
You smash it on the floor.
Do you take it apart, put it back in the bag, in the box, or do you leave it...
You display it.
To slowly disintegrate.
Yeah, over time.
Because that's what happens. They play with it, and then it slowly disintegrates. Then I'm left with a bunch of garbage. Then it goes into the Lego garbage pile, and then no one's ever going to play with that.
Once over 2/3 of it has crumbled, it goes into the free-for-all pile.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, good for them for focus on a long-term project. That's awesome for you little guys. And then second of all, my thing is I keep, much to my wife's dismay, like she throws away all my shit, but I'm very adamant about the Lego instructions. As long as we keep the instructions, it doesn't matter what happens to the fucking Legos. They can end up in the pile. They can get crumbled. We got boxes upon boxes of like half-built fucking Legos. But as long as you have the instructions, you can recreate it. That's no fucking problem. As to when they finish Harry Potter's castle, what to do with it, like, some of them, like, my kids have certain stuff, like Naboo Fighter, maybe, or like General Grievous, certain pieces that mean a lot to them that are put away on the shelf. What they do is become the hardest fucking thing in the world to dust for the rest of your life.
Yeah, because it's little nooks and crannies. And oh my God, Andrea,
dust a fucking Lego General Grievous and get back to me.
Yeah, I hope Andrea's in the chat room to virtually hug you because she does the exact same thing. She saves every manual for every Lego we have because it will fall apart. And I used to make fun of her like Tom would do, and I'd be like, "Why are you saving that?" I will have you. I will tell you right now that not only 2 days ago we found Elsa's castle. And Andrea got the manual out, found all the pieces, and put it back together again. And I was
there you go.
God damn it.
There you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
It works. Yeah. It works.
Well, it was good talking to you, Ross. Plug your podcast so people can find it when they're inside.
Oh, in your favorite podcast app, look for the Orlando Talk Show with Ross McCoy.
Yeah,
Awesome.
my husband's actually that show this week. He was the guest.
Oh yeah, we got Trav in this week.
Well, dude, take care of yourself. We'll talk to you soon, and when you do Facebook Live videos, definitely tag us so we could let our guys know.
Yeah, and share the hell out of them.
And I would say all the same stuff to you guys, but as I said, you're dead. I'm very sorry about that. But,
well, that's fair. That's fair enough. As long as we're alive. All
right, bye, guys.
Yeah, love you, man. Be good. See ya. There is Mr. Ross McCoy.
No, we have 10 minutes before we call Mr. Phillips. Do we want to
probably
hold off on that?
We'll probably take a break then early, then come back and we can call him. Did anybody reach out to Remy?
Oh, yeah. He's ready.
I have his number.
Oh, he's ready.
Oh, yeah.
He's always ready. Okay.
You wanted to come by?
No.
He's definitely carrying the Rona.
No. Should we do a break now?
Yeah.
By the time we get out of here, it'll be almost perfect time to call Mr. Phillips. We're going to talk to Jim. The name of the band is Picturesque. Now, I don't know if they did this because it was a weird week, but they released this song with literally no documentation whatsoever. It was just like they put a song out with like no way to find it. I don't have to plug anything. I don't have to say where you can get it. So, and it's really good too. So here they are. I think they actually say an expletive here. Holy fuck. We'll be right back with more on Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan right after this. 1-844-TOMNDAN. show@tomandan.com. If you want to throw us an email, we might do some email when we get back.
Don't know what
Bart Merrick.
He's the best Bart Merrick in the world. Better than Tom. He works with Crystal Van.
They even got a pillow together.
Yeah, when I see Crystal and Bart out in the field, I think they're married because they look like the real deal.
Hey,
I got inspired.
I'm looking at their pillow right now.
I'm so happy. They don't look crappy. When they're in the bedroom, it looks like Bart is slapping. With some titties.
No!
Some titties.
No!
He goes a whack, whack, slickety slack, blap, 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 and a flat on your back, and to get you this, and to get you that, and to turn you around, and to put it in your back.
No! I think.
Has he seen the soapy butt picture?
No.
Has he seen it? Maybe
he's got a pillow of it.
He might have created it. Like, he might have been it. What if he's lead
He took the
soaper?
photos with his HDR photography.
His name is Soap Merrick.
I think there's probably a limit to how far.
Oh, no.
He's like,
Do we have
whatever.
How far can we go? He had his hand in her ass.
So, don't say that. So I actually did talk to Bart Merrick this morning, and he was...
Why? He was in bed with you.
No.
It was you and your wife and Bart Merrick.
He
Hey,
said...
buddy, me and your wife have got a lot of houses to sell today, so watch those kids good and tell Daniel I said hi.
He said, although there are a little less people putting their house on the market and a little less buyers, but business as usual as far as the real estate market. I mean, my wife it just got a couple more showings. In fact, Samantha is shopping with Bart Merrick and Crystal Van currently.
Here's what I would say. I commend you because I think you're going to find that in this time of uncertainty, look, we all know this is weird, but the best thing you can do is to carry on and maybe distract yourself by, if you were going to shop for a house, might as well shop now. It's a necessary distraction. You got time.
And he was.
And who knows? I mean, prices may drop. People might want to just get rid of those houses they've been sitting on and decrease the price. I've seen that. I mean, I've only been looking a week. But I get houses every single day.
Dude.
They both send me houses every single day. I've gone out looking 3 times this week.
Nice.
There's a lot of houses for sale right now.
Yeah, and so if you want to sell your house, Bart was telling me that he's still getting full price offers within a week.
Dude, he'll send us a house and it'll be gone by the next day.
Did I tell you my neighbor, the 2 doors down? They wanted to stay in Baldwin, but wanted a freestanding yard. They don't want to live in a town anymore. They sold their house in a week.
Yeah. For full price, probably.
For full price.
Mm-hmm.
So the market is still strong within the real estate market, and
people need places to live.
Yeah,
so.
and I'm really, it's not like you have to be around a bunch of people when you're going.
I'm moving out to the country, probably. I think I'm going out to St. Cloud, guys.
I also
delicious barbecue.
When you look at the houses,
no, that's a pop.
I did look in a pop yesterday.
There's no one in the house when for most of
them.
Yeah, when you look in there.
Yeah. Look, guys, I mean, when's the last time you were, what are they saying, between like 10 and 20 people? Avoid that, right?
Right.
You're not doing that.
And really, when you work with Bart Merrick and Crystal Van, you get 2 realtors that work with you full time. And I know my wife has shown you some houses too. So you get both realtors being able to show houses on your schedule, and that's an advantage.
I like to say that Crystal and Bart are the Tom and Dan of the realtor world. Is that bad?
I mean,
Bart's
I think
that's
they're a
the
little
only
better
thing
than
you can't say. The slapping the titties, the hand in the ass, fine. We are not the Tom and Dan of the real estate world.
They are better at business.
It's the worst thing.
More organized.
And then
more knowledgeable.
I come in on Monday, I'm like, how's it go? They're like, you've been fired. You can't say that.
No.
Yeah.
And there's a lot, I will say, as a first-time home buyer, there's a lot of things I didn't know and things I didn't know to look for, and they will tell you, they will educate you on things. I'm like, wow, I didn't know, like, check the water heater for the piping. You might have to upgrade that. Just stuff that you would not even think of.
Yeah, and
it's
that's
weird because as an unexperienced home buyer like I was, when you go in, I start looking at ceiling fans. When Crystal goes in, she starts looking at the stuff that matters.
Exactly.
She starts looking at, like, I don't know, the beam that goes through the entire house. Is that going to pass inspection?
Right.
How's that roof looking up top? Let me check that water heater. I'm the dumb looking at, like, these doorknobs are all brass. I hate brass doorknobs. You she's
was
like, you're a
kinda like me,
fucking
yeah.
idiot.
Yeah.
You need a realtor. You need somebody that
Right.
does it all the time to go through and kind of tell you the stuff that's going to really cost you money.
And they both have an insane amount of experience, and that's what you should look for when you're using a realtor, because it's going to help you out and help you sell your house. With Bart Merrick does the HDR photography himself, so
That
give him a
goes
call.
a long way.
Yeah.
I've been looking at those
Yeah.
photos lately. Ooh.
They're bad. It's the Bart Merrick team slapping titties since 2000.
Oh no!
Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and with Dan. I am Dan.
I am
Samantha,
Tom.
our producer, is here.
Hi.
Butler is probably stinking it up. I will let you introduce our next guest, sir.
Before I do that, if you're looking for something to do while you're inside the house, you can check out bdmpoker.com. We're going to play some poker with real money online. Our buddy Craig from Power Spot.
I've been poking around in there.
Poking around on BDM poker?
Yeah, it's fun, man.
He's doing a bunch of BDM tournaments, and he's setting up a bunch of things for. Again, it's real money, so you can play and win, and they will pay you out. BDMpoker.com.
There you go.
On the line with us, someone mentioned on the BDM page, and it dawned on me because I was like, I want to hear from Mr. Phillips as well, because someone was like, man, we need to talk to Jim and see what he thinks about this whole situation, because he's been a voice in Central Florida for so long. I do feel it comforting.
I always thought I would listen to Jim when the end of the world came,
Yeah.
and now we can.
Tell us what to do.
So Jim Phillips is here. How you doing, Jim?
Pretty good, guys. How are you?
As good as we can be. Are you at a carnival right now?
He's at the Central Florida Fair.
What's the music? I'm hearing music. Is that me or you?
It might be us.
Sorry.
Hold on. There we go.
That's you
How
know.
unprofessional
Oh my
of us.
Things are ramshammy around here, Jim.
I had no idea I had my carnival music playing, Jim. I apologize.
Right, really? Is there something going on that I'm not aware of?
So, Jim, how you doing?
Pretty good. I just got back from Home Depot. I bought a truckload of sand so I can put my head in it.
And I mean, did you ever think something like this was ever going to happen? How bizarre is this?
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, it's like a Twilight Zone episode. And I go, like everybody else, I go back and forth, like, oh my God, and then I can't, and then it's like everything's going to be okay, and then I lose my mind again, and then I got to settle down, and it's back and forth, because nobody really knows,
exactly, yeah.
What's going on. My advice, if I were to offer any advice to anybody, is don't pay that much attention to politicians, because politicians are only in the business of looking as good as they can. You listen to the doctors and you listen to the public health officials. That's who you pay attention to. That's because they know what's going on. I mean, it's politicians will pass on some of this information, but they're going to put their own spin on it as best they can because they're politicians. That's the way they operate.
Sure, and you've been, you spent a good portion, if not all of the portion of your broadcasting career, making sure that you kept some of these politicians in check. So it isn't new. When you see this sort of stuff, you can kind of smell the bullshit pretty quick, correct?
Yeah, and I mean, there was an example today. The president just had as he does every day at late morning, he meets with the White House reporters, and they go back and forth. And Peter Alexander of NBC News asked him a legitimate question. If you're not aware of it, you can see it later on the news probably. But he asked a legitimate question about, the president, are you doing a good job reassuring the people, blah, blah, blah. And the president came unglued. It starts with the fake news, and that's a nasty question. It was a pure, legitimate journalistic question. And I would encourage, coming from that's how I spent 50 years of my life, in news and talk and all that kind of stuff. Would just encourage everybody who's in news to be as aggressive as possible with politicians and public health officials and doctors, because that's the job of journalists. Journalists are trying to get to the truth. And the only way to get to the truth is ask those questions that need to be asked. And if politicians don't like the question, that's their problem.
Jim, let me ask you this: as a seasoned broadcaster and somebody that I obviously I've told you I admire you and I've looked up to you my entire career, including now. What would you say to like me and Tom and Sam and Travis in the studio, because we aren't news guys. We aren't, I've never been a news guy. I work for Ed Till. I've been a news producer. I know how to gather facts. I know how to vet a story. Yeah. I know how to check my sources. I know how to do, a nice outline if I'm writing a story, and I know how to do footnotes if I need to make sure and let people know where I got my information, but that's not what I do day in and day out. What advice would you give to us as far as making jokes and making sure that we entertain? How do you go about doing something like that when, like on a day like today, Tom and I are kind of being weird. We're being weird to each other, and because...
everybody, number one, you have to find a legitimate news source. I wouldn't pay any attention to Facebook. I wouldn't pay any attention to Twitter. I wouldn't pay, I just wouldn't. You have to be, there are legitimate people out there who do this for a living, who've gathered facts and deliver it to the public. And what you have to be able to do is to separate the wheat from the chaff, meaning those that are legitimate and those that are illegitimate. And it's my experience that most of the stuff you're going to see on Facebook and Twitter is it's not legitimate. There are legitimate news sources out there that are able to deliver the news that you need to know so you can make a proper decision about what you want to do with your life. Now, I'm not in that business anymore, so I sit around, whether I say, well, I just went to Pebble Junction and bought a truckload of sand so I could put my head into it, or whether, hey, I'm working on a homemade ventilator, because the country's, it doesn't have enough ventilators, so maybe I can make one at home using a bicycle pump and one of those exercise balls, I hooked it up to my tractor, but it didn't work properly because of the carbon monoxide. You got to be able to. You got to be able to have a little bit of. You got to be able to laugh a little bit too. Otherwise, you drive yourself crazy.
Are you stir crazy right now? Are you and Catherine going a little bit crazy? Because I know Tom is. I think I'm built for this, Jim. Like I'm really enjoying myself.
No, well, I don't have children, so I don't have to worry about. That's. I'm retired. I don't have to worry about losing my job. I have to worry about losing everything I saved for.
The scary part.
But I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about children. And I really, I feel so strongly because we're a tourist economy in this town, and there's so many people who are going to be hurt. And this thing is not, the president says, well, this is going to stop and everything will turn around and everything will it's not going to happen that way. It's just not going to happen that way. But I'm able to get out of the house.
Well,
I can get out of the house. I go to Lake Fairview. I row my boat around for about an hour. It's a great stress reliever. It's a great way to meditate. It's great, man. So I can get away. But you got kids. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Or if you're, so you have to find something. You have to find something like that. What do you say? Well, I'm going to do 1 push-up today. Then tomorrow I'll do 2 push-ups. And before you know it, you're doing 200 push-ups, and maybe that'll help.
Yeah. I mean, you bring up a good point, like keeping yourself healthy. And I mean, mentally, physically is part of mentally, because exercising will release endorphins, and it will. Yeah. I mean, being cooped up inside with your kids driving you insane, watching Facebook all day is causing society to go crazy.
It's bad, yeah.
Yeah, you're not doing yourself any. I watch the news a lot because it's in my blood. It's in part of my DNA. It's just politics. That's how I get my jollies.
Sure.
Some people, do it with sports, I do it with politics, and I do it with current events, like as if I'm watching the NFL or baseball or anything like that. That's where I get my fix. But you can drive yourself crazy doing that kind of stuff. I mean, you can, because I spend an inordinate amount of time yelling at the TV. That's what retired old men do. You get up in the morning, get a cup of coffee, and then you start yelling at the talking heads on TV. But I enjoy that. But other people, you can drive yourself absolutely batshit crazy.
Yeah.
If you pay it too much attention, listen to the doctors, listen to the public health officials, and you're way ahead of the game. Do not pay a lot of attention to politicians, local or national, White House or the U.S. Senate. I'm telling you right now.
So, Jim, you bring up a good point about if you are in the house and you don't want to be inundated with your social media and be just scrolling through an endless scroll on your phone, getting scared. You are a Renaissance man that
He's a hobbyman,
that have lots of different hobbies throughout the years. Is there a particular hobby you could suggest to any of our listeners that would be a good thing to get into while they're stuck at home?
Well, as a matter of fact, I wrote an article for the Orlando Sentinel, might be printed this Sunday, regarding what do you do. And I've spent my adult life hobby, you know me, all the things that I've tried and this and that and whatever. A lot of stuff you can't do because you're not supposed to be outside mingling with people. But it's not the destination; it's the journey. As long as you have the internet, you can at least spend some time exploring about. Oh well, let me check this: bird watching, stamp collecting, fixing tractors, this or that or whatever. At least you can begin that process of saying, well, what's that all about? Or maybe I'd like some more information about scuba diving. Or at least you begin that process where you take your mind off of the stuff that's going on with this particular disease, with this virus. You get a little bit of vacation time for your mind. You need to learn how to meditate a little bit. That's the easiest thing in the world to do. And I don't want to get too deep in the woods or in the weeds.
No, you're good. You're good.
But people say, "Well, I don't know how to meditate. I don't know how to take that time." Alan Watts, who was the late Alan Watts, I believe was a professor of philosophy, who was essentially credited with bringing Eastern thought to the West. He's the one who brought the ideas of Eastern meditation to the Western world. Yeah. And people would ask him, well, I don't know how to meditate. What's the process? And he just said, just sit. Just sit. That's all you have to do. Just sit in a quiet place. There's no process. I've been through it all. I've done the transcendental meditation. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. All you need to do is sit and breathe slowly, and it will come to you. And it works. It helps. It calms things down. Yeah. It clears your mind.
Now, Jim, I'm kind of leaning more towards whip making, so I can Indiana Jones whip a piece of toilet paper out of someone's
Karen's hand.
They're more into weapons making. For what's good.
Yeah, I know. It's you're worried about the race war happening.
And also, Jim, there's so much misinformation for people. It's hard for them to even know what is misinformation and what is true. Is there any advice to people like how to even determine what you're reading is correct? I mean, like you said, there's legitimate sources out there that are science, but there's a lot of sources that mask themselves as legitimate, and people are like, "Oh, well, this scientist said this." And we're like, "What are you reading? You're reading bullshit." This is what is this? I look at it. I look at the webpage usually when it's like some shit I don't recognize. I'm like, bullshit. But I don't know if that's right or not.
Yeah.
No, I mean I'm old school when it comes to information. I want to trust people who are in the business and have a tradition and work for media outfits that have a tradition of reporting, editing, being able to separate truth from non-truth, and so you go to me. That's, people can say, "Oh, well, here he goes again." I'm going to go with the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal and the Washington Post. I'm going to go with CNN. I'm going to go with MSNBC. I'm going to go with these people who these are careerists. These are people who whose ambition is to bring the truth to readers and to viewers. There are outfits out there. Their only interest is to maybe sell you a product, or stay away from Facebook. Just stay away from it. You'll drive yourself crazy. Or said, "Oh well, I just saw they'll post some professor from East Egypt University, who's not a legitimate doctor, who's got some goddamn theory about where this came from and how it started, and it's this and that." Why believe that? People want to confirm their own biases. So what happens is they see some of the cockamamie stuff and they say, "Well, that's the way I feel," and there's somebody out there who's confirming the way that I feel, instead of people saying, "Wait, I'm going to take a moment here. I'm going to be able to listen to this, invest my brain into what's going on and decide what's true and what's not true." Got to be very careful.
Well, Jim, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today. And when all this blows over, we want to have you back in the studio.
Indeed.
And we'll do a show with you, and take it easy.
Yeah, we're just glad you're safe. We hope all the best to you and your gal. We hope you guys are I guess hunkering down, for lack of a better term that we Floridians use for hurricanes. And yeah, man, don't be a stranger. Text me and let me know if you need anything, and I guess we'll check in with you soon.
You got it. It'll work out. It'll work out.
Take care. See ya.
All right.
Oh, I love that guy.
I know. You did bring up a point where
sounds a little scared. I don't know about you guys.
We're used to.
This is probably it.
Being Floridians.
When Tom is rattled and Jim's rattled, I don't know, man. It's the end of the world, man.
Here's the thing. I'm not rattled. I'm not nervous about anything. I'm not concerned only with the actual reality, like the economy and stuff. And I feel bad for my friends that have businesses that are shut down, and everybody that's out of work and stuff like that. That's what I'm concerned about. And, as far as the virus goes, as long as you follow instructions by the professionals and do what you're told, that's all you can do. You wash your hands, you stay away from big, large groups, and then you go on with your life. So the only reason I'm rattled is because it's this dichotomy of doing a show when this is on everybody's mind and everybody's in the same scenario. So we're trying to get back to normal. It's beyond that point.
When we come in the studio, we have to pretend like it's not happening.
I know,
because trust me, all week it's been inundating my brain and everything around me, and all I wanted to do was I want to go to the show and have a good time. Because it's the only fucking thing I can think about, and I'm sick of thinking about it.
Yeah, me too.
But then we get here, and you're like, I don't know, I feel like we should talk about it.
Well, it's not that I want to talk about it.
We have to talk about it.
And my idea was
but we don't have to be all serious.
I want to make fun of all of it, but then if I do that, everybody's going to be mad at me.
No, they won't.
That's also how it's my defense mechanism.
Yeah, it's how you cope with things.
Yeah, I'm not good at this sort of stuff, and I really don't feel scientifically. There's some truth to the fact that I really don't feel much different than I would have felt on a normal fucking Friday. There would have been something else that would have probably incorrectly have been and pegged my meter just as much as anything else. You know what I mean? When you live your life making mountains out of molehills, molehills rather.
Did you tell Remy to call because he's calling?
Yeah, okay. Should we do it? Okay, hold on.
I was going to ask you if you wanted to call next, but it looks like he's calling.
I wanted to put a Big Tim buffer between Mr. Phillips and Remy.
Opposite sides of the spectrum.
Remy, what are you doing?
What's up, guys?
Oh.
Yeah! I got my tequila!
You got tequila, buddy?
This is what we need! Full 90s! We're going for it!
My Cummins!
How you doing, Remy?
What's up, guys?
What is up? Let me get your intro ready.
Yeah, you got a drink in your hand?
Yeah,
You ready?
Drink in your hand.
I sure do.
What are you drinking today? You drinking what are you drinking? Black cherry White Claw?
All right, so you guys are not gonna believe me, but I'm drinking this.
You get a big glass of pussy juice.
An ecto cooler.
I'm drinking like the strawberry juice with some a little bit of hit of vodka today.
Strawberry jizz vodka. You ain't yet. Strawberry jizz. All right.
So, Remy, now I know you work at the theme parks. So now,
No, he works at. Well, he did work at the spot.
I did work for Disney, Fun Spot, Universal, SeaWorld, but now I'm working for the airport. So
don't come around here.
TSA agents got
you got
positive
at
for
least
COVID.
14 days before you can come back in.
So
at least.
Okay, fine.
What just happened? It sounded like you said It sounded like you said stop it, and then your pigeon went and flapped its wings on the phone. It sounded like you had a pet bird. This is what my imagination works. It's like you're like stop it, and then your pigeon's wings went. Right?
Stop flapping.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh shit, Remy's pigeon killed him.
Uh-oh. You guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Oh, Remy, you're on Remy, you're on Real Radio 104.1, the Trigger Rambo Show.
Punch him up live.
So, what have you been doing, now that you have to spend the majority of your time in your house?
Well, I've been just watching up the news about the coronavirus. What Trump is going to do with sending us these, when are we going to get these $1,500 checks out to the people who are unemployed right
hold
now?
on a second. I think I heard $1,000 checks.
Oh,
are you getting a little extra? You're getting a R-word incentive bonus.
No, what the thing is that what I've heard is that they're saying it's like $1,000 in April and then $500 in May. So like a total of $1,500.
Yeah, wait a minute. But for guys like me, what if I get a check for like $200? It's like I'm like supposed to be like, well, I understand.
So, what are you going to do with your $1,000, Remy?
Jet ski?
Bills. I'm just going to pay up all the bills off and then I'm going to try to save a little bit to get more.
You're supposed to do something crazy.
Well, I have to.
I heard bills are, you don't have to pay them anymore.
Yeah. Everybody knows
no
that.
bills.
They got rid of your bills.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting ahead of the bills, just get those out of the way,
Well, if you don't have to pay them,
what does that noise?
By like 4.
They sounded like you had started your weed eater. I'm sorry.
Yeah, pretty much it did, yeah.
You did start your weed eater. Oh, you started the race war.
That's the laughter you hear as he's killing you.
So is Goof Duck
on hiatus?
Yeah, what's going on with Goof Duck?
Joey and I, he does give you guys some love from Joey. He says, hey, give Tom and Dan love from us, and I'm doing it as we speak. But we are going to be doing a podcast later on this week, and give you guys some updates on when
the end of the week.
Spoiler alert!
Are going to reopen
nothing
or not?
happening at the theme parks.
Yeah. What?
Not yet, but
What?
But you.
What?
I mean,
No, we don't know.
We don't know, Remy.
You just tell us. Good job.
It's theme park adventure, whatever the hell we call it. You tell us.
I'm not telling you because you have a drink in your hand.
all right. So what I've been doing is I have a buddy of mine who actually works for the resorts. He said right now the resorts are closed for 2 weeks as we speak right now.
What?
However,
breaking news.
So here's what also he said. He also said that it can be closed up to 10 weeks.
All right. You heard it here first, folks.
So all
promising.
So the resorts, the resorts will be closed. The resorts are going to be closed for 12 weeks.
For 12 weeks.
Oh my God! There's a lot of misinformation.
Yeah, I don't know if this is cited.
No, but I believe Remy. You guys,
Okay.
you guys don't know.
Anything else, Remy?
Knows.
Let's see. What what do you guys want to know? I mean,
You got
you
supplies
guys wanna hear some
to hunker down?
Yeah. What kind of supplies you got? You got bullets? How many bullets?
beer? Let's see. I got a whole shotgun, so I got that going.
I got instead of my half shotgun I had last year.
I almost spit on my beer.
Let's write down. He's got a shotgun.
Okay, one shotgun.
Face, but I just almost.
You know what? We just use this to find out how many guns you have.
Where do you?
That's good to know.
Where do you keep your shotgun?
Birdshot or buckshot?
In my bedroom on the right side of the bed. I got a little corner spot.
Okay,
right
that's
there.
good to know. I'll come in through the left. Blasting.
Yeah. This is.
You got food supplies? You got Snick
Is this your bedroom in your own house?
You got any bags of rice?
Oh, we got food. We're good. We're stocked up. We got some meats from Petty's, which is a good little meat shop. So we got that.
Where do you keep your pennies?
He's got that elite butcher money.
I'm buying some goddamn Save-A-Lot meat. This motherfucker's got some Petty's meat. I bought some gray-ass Save-A-Lot fucking
Pretty
steak.
sure I'm eating horse tonight.
Goddamn.
The only goddamn hot sausages left that fucking window.
Oh, the little Smokies again? It's going to make your belly explode.
All that's left is the little Smokies and bologna. Fucking Remy's got the goddamn prime rib.
I ate some gray-ass stinky roast beef yesterday that I think was rotten. I gave my daughter rotten chocolate milk and she barfed it up on the floor. My wife yelled at me and said, that chocolate milk's rotten. And I said, well, it was in the goddamn refrigerator.
Yeah. And fucking, I'm not going to defend myself against Remy. I got a tiny, rusty 38.
This guy's
blow
got
my tits off with
got an AR and a whole case full of steaks.
So before this whole hiatus came afoot, Mickey's Railway Runaway opened up.
Runaway Railway is what it's called. Not Railway.
Yeah, Runaway. Well, that just opened up for the public right before the park closed. And man, I gotta say, there are some cool aspects of that ride that I kind of like. You're completely ineffective. You're right into the ride.
Yeah,
right into the ride.
Like, hey, enough about this pandemic, man. This ride is fucking awesome. There it is.
And
pretty much.
in a short 5.5 months, you could be running it too.
Man, imagine how much fun that ride's going to be when everybody's dead and I'm the only one on it. There it is.
Remy, the chat room.
Oh, man.
Remy, the chat room would like to know your TP roll count. How much TP you got?
How much TP you got?
Not that much. I'm down to my last 3 rolls right now.
Whoa!
With all that Petty's meat, you gonna need more.
What about your wife? Is she the big user in the family, or you are?
That'll be me.
Oh yeah.
You're a bunchy guy, aren't you?
Yeah, Remy takes some big double flushers.
You
Yeah,
yeah,
good old 4-pounders.
Oh my god!
I think it's 4-pound.
All right, Remy.
Drink in your hand.
We're gonna call a couple more people before the end of the show. So
give us some advice on what to do about this.
What should people do when they're stuck at their houses?
Play video games. Watch tons of porn. Netflix, Disney Plus, whatever. Just go down that list. Stay safe, stay clean, and take it day by day.
All right.
Wow. Play Beetle games. That's what I heard.
All right, Remy. We'll talk to you soon. Okay.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
All right, man. Hey, keep it goofed up.
Will do.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Yep. Later. All right. Good to know he's okay.
Why did you do that?
What? Checking on the team. What are we going to do?
Do you call anybody else? I don't know. We call your mom.
You want to call my mom?
Call Big Tim.
Yeah, let's call my mom.
You want to call your mom?
Yeah, let's call her.
We don't think Granny Beth will answer because
I think she's dead. I think we waited too long. We got bored of her and then she died.
Because she must have an insane. I think she still has a landline. She must have an insane amount of spam calls, right? Like, to the point where it's all she gets.
Me. I'm just trying to call Tom and Diane to drink my Crown and Gingers.
Because if I get 10 a day, if you still have a landline, you're getting 20, 30, especially an elderly person.
Oh, they've ramped up crazy.
Yeah. So I can't imagine she still answers her phone, right?
I got one while I was peeing. And I just answered it and just let it. I let it go to my watch now, and then I just pee right through it.
I had to. I had to tell my pop-op like a couple years ago when he still had a landline. All he'd get was scam calls, and he'd answer it every time, and then he'd be like, "What?" And I'm like, "Never answer your phone.
See,
nobody will call you except for scams."
Technology's kicking my ass now, though, because now Verizon, it forwards a bunch of phone calls to my voicemail. It auto screens them as spam, but I missed a bunch of important phone calls that I needed because it was forwarding them straight to voicemail, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like, what the hell?
Yeah. I started screening it the same way, and then I wouldn't check my voicemail because who does that? And then I missed my teeth cleaning. Oh, anybody?
Hey, Mama, how you doing?
I'm good, honey. How are you?
Good. We're just calling to check on you in the middle of the, this is Pandemic Watch 2020. And Tom and Dan, hard-hitting journalists that we are, we figured we'd call you and see what you're doing. You are right in the bullseye.
I am.
For the pandemic, and a lot of people, number one question is, what does it feel like to stare right into the eyes of death?
I really haven't felt like that. I think the only problem with this for me is the isolationism.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you're staring at four walls after a while.
Yeah. You're just
and if you are in my situation where you are a bullseye target for the disease, then you are going to be more cautious.
Yeah, don't you want to... I'm surprised you haven't been throwing ragers, getting drunk. Maybe wearing less bras.
Come on, don't be disrespectful.
Stops them from flopping. Just let them all out, Mama.
Stop.
Actually, I have just been wearing some T-shirts. Nobody comes to the door. Nobody rings the door.
Let the nipples hit the ground. Let the nipples hit the ground. Let the nipples hit the ground.
Not quite that Rambo.
I was literally about to say, quit listening to your son.
No, that's my mom. She does.
I know. I was going to say that. I was like, don't listen to your son.
Well, my son probably remembers that if I didn't have anything to do, I dressed totally down, I would just dress relaxed.
Mom was topless all the time when I was growing up. I'd trip over her titties all the time.
Come on.
Hey, I'd be walking back to my room. My mom would be yelling at me. She'd be like, "You go to your room." And I'd be like, "I'm trying. I'm tripping over your titties."
Come on.
You did not.
That's not true.
Carol, so what are
They're
you...
long now, though.
What are you doing to pass the time?
I have plenty to do, Tom. I really do. I'm trying to downsize my house and get rid of things.
She burned out half of her house.
It might be easier if I did that. No, I'm trying to clean stuff out. And you get caught up looking at stuff, and all of a sudden you've spent 2 hours piddling around when you should have had the job done.
I was doing that the other night, Mom. I was going through all these old books that I had of pictures, and they were all of old ex-girlfriends. And I just got so distracted about how much more fun it would be to be with them instead of my old bitch of a wife.
You better watch out how you talk about that sweet girl.
Snap. Mama Dick's got Andrew's back.
Listen to the show. It's way worse.
That's nothing.
Yeah. So, but you do bring up a good point. There's plenty of us that
I just like saying these things and watching Butler because he's like, yes.
There's tons of things that we could do in our own house that we've been putting off for years. I don't know about you guys, but just cleaning out my kids' toy room. It's tons of garbage I could get out of there, and then going through all your closets. When's the last time we've all cleaned our houses totally?
Yeah, I got rid of everything.
It sucks.
I got rid of
Hire Her Majesty's services and don't even do it.
No, I'm talking about getting rid of all your.
I got rid of everything. I got rid of all my medical records, my birth certificates.
That would be you, honey.
Yeah, I get rid of all that stuff. So you
need the deed to your house.
What do I?
I feel like.
Do you want to sell it?
I've never seen that,
Mama.
I don't know where that is.
How's Maggie the dog?
She's doing great.
Maggie, not concerned about the pandemic. How about your friends at church? Everybody all right?
Well, everybody's just fine, actually. The lady that was sick, is well and
Good.
released, and
So the lady
never
that did-
had any symptoms. She was fine.
So there was a lady at your church that had contact with somebody, but then they tested her and she's all good to go.
She's good to go.
Because there was some concern, and I told the guys here, they were really concerned about your mama. We were scared maybe you would come in contact with her, so we were glad that you were monitored and everybody was all good to go. I'm glad you're okay. Is the church back open so you can go and sing?
Not until next week. Not
Okay.
until next week.
Are they doing virtual services or anything for people?
They
that
are
still...
this coming Sunday, yeah.
That's good. Well, hey, if you need that, I'll let our listeners know. Look, if you need a little God, there are plenty of virtual services out there where you can still get. I don't know why I can't talk today.
Me neither. I am.
We're a little rattled.
Yeah.
You can still get the preaching you want. You can still get your scriptures and maybe get a little God in your life. Plenty of virtual churches that will broadcast it, and you can still get it in live.
Yep, we have a great church.
Yeah,
So
they do have. And there's one
we
thing.
have a great pastor, so they
He's
would
awesome.
enjoy listening to him.
Absolutely.
Not our listeners, Carol. They're godless heathens.
We got a couple of them that email me
I'm
now and
joking.
again. They're like, I know you guys are terrible, but I'm not, and I love the show.
Carol, are there any shows that you're getting into? Because I'll
Have you watched Love is Blind yet, Mrs. Dennis?
Have I watched what?
Love is Blind on Netflix.
No.
Oh, okay.
You know her
Is it
favorite.
good?
Her favorite show is those two old ladies with the dildos.
It's Grace and Frankie.
Grace and Frankie. You love that. Those two old ladies that like their rubber dicks. I know you.
No, they don't, honey.
Yes, they do.
Their husbands
You're watching
divorced them,
porno.
and the husbands are gay. They're not gay.
You're watching porn. Well, they even if they weren't gay, they could just rub them together. They don't need the
They
dildos.
don't do that on this show. It's funny. It's a comedy.
Are you gay, Mama?
Honey, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think
Well, in this new world, we might all be.
That's
so
right.
that's okay.
I will
Love and
suggest
light.
a show not to watch, and it's Westworld. It's too goddamn confusing.
You're still mad.
And I'm mad
mad
at
about
it.
it.
Two different. What? Why?
Now I kind of watch it.
Two different.
Mama, I love you so much. You're such a great mama.
I love you too, son. You are a wonderful son.
Well, thank you for saying that too. right in front of Tom.
You have
And I
direct
love
evidence
Tom
against
too.
that.
I love Tom too.
Well, I love you too.
No, Tom doesn't love you.
I do
And
love
just
you.
Every time we hang up, Tom is like, I don't understand why she believes in God.
No,
It's so
come on.
stupid.
I love you, and I do believe in God.
There you go. There you go. All right. Love you, Mom.
I love you. Bye.
Yes! Finally! You told her you loved her, and you told her you believe in God.
Well,
so
I have
that
to-
means you believe in God.
I have to counteract you.
What, just being honest with my mom?
Her own son.
What? I love her so
Tripping
much.
over fucking titties.
Yeah, come
No,
on.
we have a good relationship where we can joke around about stuff like that.
So
Or a
I guess
horrible relationship.
I mean, was your mom really naked growing up?
we could.
No.
I was gonna call like Big Tim's. I mean, it's just we call them
Let's
too many
stop
people.
calling people.
Yeah, it's too much.
So you guys finding it hard to find places to jack off? Those of you with your whole family.
Yeah,
stuff
how's your
inside?
jacking off going?
Yeah, I mean,
Apparently it's a problem.
Yeah, I've seen multiple
Me
people
too.
ask me about like where am I supposed to jack off? I'm like, well, I don't know.
Bathroom?
I'm mad at these people that had a place to jack off before because that meant that there was a time where all your family was gone and you had the house by yourself. I have not experienced that. For years,
I got
every time I'm
in
home,
my house I can run off to. Wife's home.
Yeah, you can't run an errand?
What do you mean?
Well, you
Like-
drive up the street and just go to the Burger King bathroom.
I go to my own no, I'm just saying, like other people.
Go in there.
Do people do that? Do they go places?
Oh, I'm
to go
sure.
jack
They
off?
go there,
Go to
they
your own
lock the
bathroom.
slider, and they're no, because their family's there.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
Lock
you're in
the
the
door,
bathroom.
right?
Yeah. That's how normal. That I assume that's how every dad and myself had to do it. You go into the bathroom and you pretend to take a long shit. Then
Well, we have to take a
You
ship.
got to be quiet. Right?
then it stinks.
No sound.
Then you're like, what am I doing? God damn it! Why did I even bother to get rich?
Why don't you just take a shower,
I'm
right?
checking off in the stench of my own shit. This is what being rich is about. Fuck. That's what I think. But the people that are complaining about it, I'm saying like you had a time in your life where you had the house by yourself. I've never experienced that. I never have the house by myself, so like I haven't watched porno on a normal TV.
Hey,
and
do you jack it to soapy butt now?
Oh, no,
You don't even need the phone, right?
It's soapy butt.
You don't even need the phone.
It's not hung up.
You're supposed to cough in your elbow.
No,
now you're touching everything with the hand you coughed in.
You get coronas.
I don't have. I got allergies. So
That's what people with corona say.
the soapy butt is not up.
What?
It's a big picture too,
You've
right?
had
It's a
time to hang
vertical.
the soapy butt.
Well,
it's vertical.
Yeah, she said it was
You've
a vertical
seen it?
picture. No, she said it was.
It's a vertical soapy butt. It's like
aircraft,
aircraft
aircraft aluminum
Are you
vertical.
sure that's
like
the butt?
It's the butt.
Okay.
But the bathroom is 95% done. But
I'll trade you a soapy butt for a soapy butt.
Oh wait, are we trading now?
Is it your wife's or your soapy butt?
Does it matter really?
It's hairy.
How about a soapy butt for a? How about a cum
I see
butt?
Jar Jar Stinks on there.
Soapy butt for cum butt.
Your ass is super hairy, right, Bubba?
No, actually, no, it's not at all.
How can it not? Your arm,
Yeah,
your
it is.
forearms, you're
It's
a hairy
weird.
man.
My
Yeah, you
arm-
are.
My hair stops
That's
like
true,
abruptly,
right above
right
the
at my
elbow.
ankle, right
Oh
above my
God,
elbow. It
you
stops
have,
in weird
looks
places.
like you have black satin gloves on, like a
Smooth
Madonna
ass?
Material
Yeah,
Girl
smooth
video.
ass.
Hmm.
I
hairy
want to
butt.
see it. I bet you have a really dark hairy butt.
No,
like a monkey. You're built like a monkey, man.
I got a little soul patch right above the butt crack.
Do you have a tail? One of those
butt
tail?
soul patch?
Yeah. So you really look like the lead singer of Train.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So today was weird because we didn't know how to handle this, and I still I assume that next week when we get back to a normal recording schedule, it would fall back into the normal standards.
Yeah, you
and
guys tell us
practices.
what you want us to do. Do you want us to be serious, or do you want us to joke?
Well,
or a little bit of both?
no one wants us to be serious.
I don't
that's
think
for
we're,
sure.
yeah, I don't think we're in a place where we're going to deliver the hard-hitting Corona information. Everybody knows if you're going to get that, you're going to read it.
Yeah.
You know, like you're probably not going to get that from a broadcast outlet. And the only reason I say that is not to throw shade. It's just because all of that information is going to be dated because all of that stuff has to come there and then it has to go through a production machine. And then by the time you get it later in the day, it's just dated information. When, you know, any reputable news outlet, like let's say the BBC puts out a tweet. Well, there you go. There's your info, right? I mean, that's how I get my info. I don't get any of the info about this entire virus that we're battling from broadcast. I get it from my phone.
Yeah,
I read it. You know, like I get an alert. I get, you know, that's how I get it. I don't get it from like sitting down and watching the evening news.
No. Yeah.
So I mean, maybe our role has shifted to that of like, hey, if you want to, you know, chime in, laugh a little bit in the face of all of us battling this, then please do so. If not, we get it.
Yeah, to me, it's just finding, trying to figure out how to get back to normal and a normal mindset, and to do this job like we've been doing it so
you have
many
a lot
years.
on your mind too, because you're worried about our business as well, and you're worried about not only our business but all of our clients' businesses.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, both you and I and everybody here, Sam and Travis and Tony, who's working at his house, are all worried about our listeners. You know, we're worried about our BDMs, and we're worried about our watering holes, and everybody out there.
Yeah, and the people that are not in good health, and the
I'm worried about my mom. As much as I joke around about tripping on her titties, I mean, she's my number one priority right now. You know, I'm not really worried about May. May doesn't know what's going on. She's pretty happy. You know, hopefully it doesn't start. I don't know. If they came out tomorrow and said that it started attacking kids, I'd believe it. You know, like we don't know what the fuck's happening right now. So I guess the best that we can do is to try to distract a little bit.
Yeah, of course. But just being honest.
It took a goddamn pandemic to get a pizza party.
Yeah, not even a good one.
And Tom didn't even really participate. He got some stinky old pre-meal from Publix.
He ate a slice.
Yeah. I finally broke down.
Broke down and ate a slice. He was mad, though, when he ate it.
They cut it weird.
Did you get the long breadstick slice?
Did
you get a rectangle?
Yeah, I got the rectangle. But yeah, it's for me. It's hard to get back in that mindset.
I know, man.
Of
you're being too hard on yourself, though.
No, I'm just being honest.
I feel you. I got to do another show tonight. And I'm got to think of fun things to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing fun happening.
Yeah.
Or at least make fun of things that are happening.
You want to do a couple of voicemails and get out of here?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's still no toilet paper, right? I don't know why.
Shit.
We only have 3 rolls left in there.
That'll be.
Dude, don't even use toilet. People are freaking out. You don't need that. Take a shit, then get in the shower, spray
What about
your
here,
ass,
though?
wash it with soap. If you take it,
We got a bidet here?
Yeah, use the bidet.
You gotta
or
hook it up.
Take a shit. I'll come in
Not
there
it.
and clean your butt.
With
It's
what?
the least I can do. I'll figure it out, but I'm good at it. It's the least I can do for you guys. You know, you both work really hard. I'll clean both your asses.
I like how you were just talking to them.
What?
Not him. Just you two.
Oh, you didn't look at me.
Well, I mean, it would have been weird if I looked right at you and talked about how I mean, I'll, like, you're in the memo, but I'm not going to look into your eyes and talk about cleaning your ass. It's just
Who's
understood.
going to clean Tom's?
That's up to
it's
Tom.
What happens when Kramer gets here?
Oh, don't talk about it.
We set the building on fire.
By the way,
Uh-oh.
now that I believe in God, why didn't he design my butthole to turn
What?
inside out like a dog?
Yours goes inside out?
No,
No,
I'm
he
saying
wants
why
it to.
didn't
Oh.
God design my butthole?
It's not inside out. No, a dog just retracts
It just doesn't have
enough.
cheeks.
It retracts enough to then when it retracts,
yeah.
it pulls the poo-poo smear side inside. Yeah, you're right. I know. Yeah, so
that's what I
So
want.
it poofs out. He goes.
Why didn't you make my butthole like
about
that?
an inch comes out. The poop comes out. The poop smears on the inside. Then it retracts, and then it's like poop's like it eats it back up.
Then
Good.
you'd need to
Clean.
get your ass gland milked every once in a while if you retracted it back in, right?
Let me milk your ass glands.
Just put a
That's
butt
fine.
plug in there and gape it a little bit every week, and then get prolapse, and then it'll pop out and pop back in.
Things got to
Taint it.
smell pretty bad, right? Above.
Clean it afterwards.
It's still got to smell pretty bad.
No.
I mean, it's kind of like you can
Should we
clean out a
open
milk
the-
jug. It's still going
have
to
we-
smell like milk.
Have we opened the discard yet for the listeners to piss in their girlfriend's mouth?
Yeah, it's open.
It's been open.
Yeah.
Squeeze.
Never
Are they
shut.
are they going crazy
Never
in there?
shut.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think it's been like that for a while. I think everybody else just kind of stepped back and be like, I was fine with the cleavage and the occasional titties, but what you guys are doing is
I
too
saw
far.
a guy get a blowjob from his wife and from his best friend Harvey.
It's like, dude, and then you got a pee, and that's- you know what happened is
Tomato
like,
snot puss in there.
it went
gross,
too.
yeah.
It went too far. It went from like titties,
yeah.
ass crack, pussy, guy fucking his wife. Then it was double blowjob. Then it was double blowjob surprise with Harvey, and then it was pissing in your wife. Then your wife's got aviators on, and you're pissing in her face in the pool.
You know, it's like, you know, when Halloween
What are
comes
you
around,
doing?
you know, some moms want to dress like a sexy witch and then have their titties, you know, cleavage out a little bit, like, and they're like, it's Halloween, I'm gonna have some good time. Like that's what they like hurricane thread and stuff. They're like,
Yeah.
look at that.
Yeah.
But then it's like those people walked into what's the place, the woodshed by your house,
Yeah.
and then you walk in, you're like, it's Twizzlers and a butthole. Like,
This is a little too much for me.
You know, I just want to
Some
show
guy's
some
like,
titties.
I eat shit.
Goddamn!
They call me the shitmonger.
Just wanted to
Okay, shitmonger.
see a couple titties. I gotta get the
My
Twizzlers
God.
in your butthole. It's
Yeah.
too far.
I wanted to see some titties. I go on the Discord page. There's a lady, aviator's got her mouth open. Her fucking boyfriend's pissing in her mouth. What the fuck? I thought it was a family barbecue.
Where's the chicken salad at?
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Calm down, shitmonger. Like, I just wanted to see a sexy.
I'm the shitmonger.
You're like, what?
Hey, too far.
Everything. Your titties are purple. It hurts.
Yeah, what
It
are you
hurts.
doing? Why y'all bruised up?
Hooks. Just
hot.
Just some short skirts.
By the way, some titties are so big that the nipples disappear. It's true. It's true. I saw it on the Discord.
What do you mean?
Sometimes
The areola just becomes one.
It's only with. Well, no, it's with both white and black.
You know, it's like
it's your titty gets bigger and bigger. It starts to
Is it
stretch
just
the
because the
areola.
nipple
Okay,
covers?
it's like Rock'em socks. You know, we have the Tom and Dad Rock'em socks, and then when you buy the Rock'em socks and you get them, you're like, oh shit, it's got the pattern of the Tom and Dan novelty Tom and Dan carpet on. But then when you put them on and you stretch them out, they just turn gray.
Yeah. It's like it's like when you're at the theme parks and the skywriters are writing "God is great," and by the time he gets the T, the God is all.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Maybe the best analogy.
Yeah,
And you're like, I can only see.
So the titties, they get so big that the nipple goes. He goes.
Hey.
and then it's
it faded to
like a spell.
I can't even
fades
tell.
away like a genie's wish.
I can't even tell where the air was all starting.
Just so we're all in agreement, it's
yeah.
All right. Well, there it is. We'll leave you with that.
Oh no! He's got
Coronas! Coronas! My name is Coronas Virus.
The only that I wrote down is Remy's got a shotgun. What? All right, guys, be safe. Again, go to TomandDan.com. Support our small business.
Yes.
We will be back.
Support our small business. We're a small business.
On normal
us as well.
schedule next week. I've been working with Eric to get out some new merch. So if you guys will announce when it's out, that can help us.
Oh, we were supposed to call Pudge.
Oh yeah. We'll call Pudge next week. He don't give a shit.
Pudge.
He's just mad at everything.
This fucking virus is stupid.
Yeah.
Is that how he talks?
Or he's it's like ghetto Latin on a white guy, but he's Latin, right?
Interesting.
He's
Spanish.
Venezuelan.
Yeah, he's Venezuelan.
But more
Latin America.
been here for a while. Anyway, all right. Be safe. We will be back to normal next week, whatever that is. But we'll be recording.
We're
all
making
week.
normal with you guys.
And all right, we'll see you. Be responsible.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.
And now it's time for the Tom and Dan end of the show footnotes. Today you heard music from
Larkins. I thought that we needed a little something uplifting today. From their brand new Hit and Run EP, you heard the song of exactly the same name, Hit and Run. After that, you heard some new music from Liza Ann. She likes kissing her friends drunk, and she also likes singing about it. You heard the song Desire, and I'm sure there's a full-length album right around the corner. Picturesque was up next with a brand new single that was released, but came with absolutely no info about it. Basically just a song in my inbox, so hey, enjoy it. I'm assuming that you can find out all about what these guys are up to just by Googling them. Picturesque, the name of the song, Attention. We closed out the show with new music from Reese Van Ripper. Wow, that's a rock and roll name, right? Well, it's a rock and roll song from their brand new spankin' Electric City album. You heard the song Knives Out. And on that note, we'll see you next week.